hypothetical. Say your girl, boyfriend, partner, whatever, they get high on whatever, drunk on whatever, and they start putting hands on you as a male, and you just keep saying, "Go to sleep. Don't put hands on me. Go to sleep. Don't put hands on me. Go to
Hey,
sleep. Don't put hands on me."
Erica's coming in, y'all.
All right.
And then, my main point is they sleep it off. You come back, you bring up, you were putting hands on me all night, and they want to say, "Well, I don't got no bruises. I ain't missing no teeth, so I must have not done nothing that too bad." I'm like, me not hitting you is the problem? Like, seriously?
They
Me
don't have
being
anything.
raised better?
They don't have anything to show that anything happened. And remember, they're in an altered state at that point in time. It's bad no matter how you look at it because the situation should have never occurred. Whatever type of thing they were on that caused their state to be altered should not have occurred.
See,
But
that's why anytime if I'm in any kind of situation where something that might happen, I got that on record.
mhm.
I honestly don't like to be in a situation with someone who likes to be under the influence of anything like that. It needs to be under the influence of something.
Amen.
Okay, well, let me
It's
put
just
it in like another way. Let's say, all right, whoa, your heart decides to just sudden drop in blood pressure, you pass out. Your wife's there or girl's there. People are going to automatically assume she's helping you. Now, if your girl automatically just passes out, everyone look at you like you just knocked the heck out the bitch. That's the problem when it comes to that.
well, it depends on the person and the person's perception.
Yeah, but you have to kind of go with the majority of oh,
But I
men
don't.
are soldiers.
Unless we have a study, I wouldn't like want to guesstimate that everybody's the same. Hey, Erica,
Yeah.
Hello.
how you
Uh,
doing?
I'm
Erica, have I
doing
met you
well.
before?
Uh, I, I
Erica.
don't,
Oh,
I
nice
I'm
to
don't
not
think
meet you.
sure.
I don't think y'all met her before.
All right.
Uh,
Hey, Erica.
Hello.
hello, Erica. I go by Curator. Say,
I'm Bert.
I'm German and native. That's
Okay.
why I'm here.
Hey, I like that. I like that shirt.
Thank you.
That's what you on today. No fucks given. You love with it today.
Hell yeah.
Man, I
She's
need
on
one of
that.
those.
I'm on tie dye.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your man Royalty. We're here today, and welcome to another episode of the Royal Genius Podcast. Where we take a look at things affecting the Black community from a sociological and psychological standpoint. Plus, we always keep it real. Today, I got Erica, Curator, and Bert with me. What's going on, y'all?
You didn't fuck it
Not
up
much,
this
man.
time. Almost like you practiced.
So,
Always looking for a good time. I love hanging out with y'all.
y'all, this episode is gonna be a great episode. So stay tuned. We're doing like good and bad advice for questions, random questions I find on the internet. So I'm gonna read this question.
Okay.
Oh, and Erica, I love your braids, by the way.
Thank you. They're locked.
Oh,
Heck
the
yeah.
lock? Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I couldn't see from here.
It's okay. And plus,
Okay,
it's kind of dark in here.
I do my own girl's hair. So I'm used to doing braids every day. Oh, not every day, every 3 months.
Okay.
Anywho's it.
All right. So here's the question. I've been with my significant other for almost 10 years. I'm 39, and my partner is 43. Long story short, my family disapproves of him, and it's a tremendous stress that I need to address. I'm just not sure how. I do not like confrontation and am not the best at communicating, so it ends up a terrible argument anytime I try to discuss it with them. I want my parents to sit with him and discuss any issues, any advice on making this happen. I love my significant other and want it to work more than anything, but sometimes I'm not 100% sure we are best for each other. I could do a better job of creating a must have things than he can do to prove his love for me. I'm just not sure what. Any ideas? Thank you for the time. and I'm looking forward to the unbiased words of wisdom and advice.
All right, so I'm gonna jump in on this one just because it's interesting, and she did not give a reason as to why her parents disapprove of him.
Right,
So,
right.
why do your parents disapprove of your boo? We need to know that.
Yeah, that's really important.
That's the beginning to actually understanding the whole situation altogether. Because you just putting "Dear Diary, Mom and Dad don't like," you know, Tyrone for whatever reason is not helping anyone in this damn situation. Number
Yeah.
two, Tyrone, if you're happy with him, I gave him the name Tyrone. He could be Billy for all the fuck we know.
Todd.
He could
Let's
be
go with
Jimmy.
Todd.
Yeah. I'm just making him black at this point. But,
All right,
once that is known, then whatever the girl is can say, yo, he's not like that. Here's why I love him, and here's why you should love him, because I'm happy with what he brings to me, right? This is all that healthy part. This is how you understand it. This is how you get your family together. Now, I understand some parents just don't like the fact that their baby girl is growing up. Baby boy's growing up. They don't like the fact that their kid is, dating, married, engaged, sleeping, whatever.
In this case, she's 39 and he's 43.
But you're still your parents' baby.
But to me, I would think at that age, why is it so important?
That's what I'm on.
And that's the other thing too. Why do you care?
Why do you care what your parents think?
Which one is having a problem? The male in the relationship or the female relationship?
The girl's having problems with her parents about the boy.
Yeah, they want to know. She wants to. They don't like her parents. Don't like him, and she wants to sit down and talk. Like,
it sounds like they don't like him and they can't find nothing not to like about him, so they just cling on to what they can cling on to.
Because she didn't list anything of why, so
right.
that really wasn't a good way to act. But I will say that it's not your parents' relationship; it is yours. So it does not matter whether they like him or not, as long as you do.
Is it the fact that he's older? Maybe we can make a lot of assumptions on that.
4 years though, that's not a big difference.
Yeah,
big gap at all.
4 years is definitely within a reasonable age range.
Yeah, I mean, is it because of a background and upbringing? Is it because he's, dad might have a fascination with, my daughter can only date neurosurgeons, and you brought home a rapper. There's so many different things about it that could happen. Yeah.
You brought home young Jeezy.
He brought Lil Wayne in this house. I wanted Dr. Kumar up in this mug.
I have, if I can chime in on that, because I've told you guys about how my long-term partner passed away, but when we were first started dating, I had a very similar thing with her father. He gave me the 5th degree. Like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm a registered nurse. Say, what you have your own place? Yep. You have any kids? Nope. I actually have a house. Yeah. What do you drive? I got 2 cars. And he couldn't find anything to hate on me other than like, well. And then he went to the mama. I don't want no white motherfucker up in here. And my girl was like, he's Native American and German. It was like, pale me. And it was like, that's all you're going to latch on to.
Mm-hmm.
And then he tried to bring up an age difference where he was dating a way younger woman.
At a certain point, it's your responsibility as an adult to tell your parents that, look, I'm grown. And you don't have to like who I'm with. But
that's what she did.
If you don't respect them, then I'm not coming around. Period.
Wow, you're 100%. Because when that second time, the third time he did it, she went off on him, telling him like, if you ain't gonna respect who I'm with, I'm not coming back over here ever again. And the foot was put down there. And then he wanted to be my best friend. Yeah. And I was like,
And the thing that you were saying at the end, where she was saying that she think that she like just cared for him more than he like wanted to display his feelings for her. I don't think that it is the person's job to like dance to a tune of your family in order to be with you. To me, that would run me away. Like, if I got to deal with trying to do what they like when we already have our thing going and we feel like this is where we are, and now I got to do all this extra stuff so your family would like me, I would probably run.
It's like a Get
I'm
Out meets
out.
Hallmark movie.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Say that, like when I started dating again, I always say, look, I'm dating you, not your mama, not your daddy, not your family.
Mm.
And that's a lot
And
of
that,
that's a
that
lot
is
of
what
extra.
it is. If they can't accept that, well, I guess you ain't grown enough for me. Or maybe I'm just too immature for you. You pick what the answer is. I'm gone.
That's a lot of extra personalities to have to deal with. It's hard. It's hard enough to deal with your partner's personality, but no, you got to deal with the mama's mood swings and daddy wants you to do. Man, I don't
Already
give a.
remembering your birthday.
Well,
Remember
and I know
remembering
even
our first kiss, our first date, the first time you said I love you.
and you know, I admit, like, I've been on both sides of that spectrum when it comes to parents either liking me or not liking me, right? And you know, it doesn't bother me either way. I'm like, yeah, I'm not here for you. I mean, it's
Right.
nice if you like me. I'm a delight to some people. To some
Yeah.
people, I know I'm the devil because, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, he seems very cool. He's really smart, and then all of a sudden you get that one moment where it's like, whoa, he's into that. What? 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 Oh no, but he's really great.
I've
But
never. Go ahead, Bert.
it's like, but you know, for some people, yeah, some of the extracurriculars that you do or something, that could be a hard stop for people. Or, you know, like I said, some people, you know, automatically wanted Dr. So and so, and your girl brings home an engineer. It's kind of like,
I've never had
oh,
had a problem with parents. I'm always respectful, but one thing I was big on: you gonna respect me. Like if I come in, it don't matter that I'm in your house. I'm gonna respect you, of course.
mm-hmm.
But if I don't feel like answering whatever question that you said that you got set up because you want to interview your daughter's man or whatever, I don't want to answer that. I don't have to answer the question that you just asked me, and that's not being rude. Just because I said I don't feel comfortable answering that.
Yeah.
What you did?
If it makes you uncomfortable to answer a question, you're fine not to answer it.
What's your mama do? What's your daddy do? How come you ain't deal with your mommy and daddy? Huh? Huh?
I ain't telling you what my parents do unless I know you, unless, you know,
Exactly.
the conversation comes up. But if you're just like a person I'm going to see maybe once a quarter, because I ain't trying to hang out with, you know, baby girl's mommy and daddy. That ain't a thing.
What does that have to do with me?
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like, what does my parents' occupation have to do with me? But a lot of times people find their identity in their children.
Yeah.
Or vice versa, what their parents do. Like, oh well, your parent is a doctor, so that means you come from a good stock. Like your parents could literally be a doctor and you could be a serial killer.
Or
So,
they could be an incompetent doctor, but the fact that you said doctor, they're like, oh, let's not talk about the 20 people that died during surgery because of that.
right, he's a doctor. He's
already
refined.
getting sued for
I try to
malpractice, but
keep
he's a
myself.
doctor though.
Right. But I think I'm gonna go to the next question. We kind of ate that one up.
If I may add one thing to that,
Go ahead.
both my parents, you know, factory workers, medical worker, say so. You can't judge people on, you know, what they do to make a living.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
But that was my fault. I was trying to mute because the train was cutting through my line.
It's all good, bro. Okay,
You know, I woke up not too long ago, so my video gonna go out, but I'm gonna still be here. You know, I don't want to do nothing inappropriate on the camera.
You
good, huh?
You good? You good?
It's like we don't have any sponsors yet. By all means, don't show over it.
So the title of this one, am I wasting my life with a married man?
Almost
Well,
Well, this is what I leave the room.
Here it goes.
I mean, I'll say this, that this day and age, you can't really be certain. I've seen sneaky links, side pieces, mistresses last through several relationships. Like I've seen them last through several relationships. Of course, he's probably never going to be actually yours, but I mean, you'll probably have him for a long period of time, and you'll probably go through stress and depression and jealousy and different
ask us,
things.
how do I get his dick off the map?
This is the question though. I'm in a very serious relationship with a married man. I don't know how serious it is, but if you be a married man, at least on my side, it's serious, and I think he's serious. I don't know what we meant, I don't know what we meant it to be this deep. We worked together, of course. I have since moved to another department. Anyway, I'm single, and he has been married for 13 years. His wife is abusive and is an addict and an alcoholic. The thing is, I am too.
Shit.
I,
Well, there goes all my helpful advice for you.
Like this one? Are you just trying to get views out of my ass?
wait, let me finish.
Is this real? Look at that.
He's got me to go on a tangent for half of that.
Is this real life or is this fantasy?
That got me.
For real. It does seem like fantasy.
But I have been sober for over 5 years. But okay.
Congratulations.
But being so, it gives me some insight into how she probably feels, and I feel horrible. But usually, my feelings for him override anything I could feel for a woman. I don't know who abuses the man I love. He tells me all the time that he wants to be with me one day. I don't have the courage to ask him what this means. Part of me feels like I'm wasting time. We have been for almost 2 years now. I always tell myself today is the day I'll ask him serious questions. But then my fear wins out. My fear of losing him, my fear of being too complicated, fear of him not taking care of me in so many ways anymore. I feel like that's what I am to him. Uncomplicated, easy, pretty, and easy to leave so he can go back to his real life. I'm also bipolar, BPD, among other things. And I know in the back of my mind, this started in a manic episode 2 years ago. And she got a whole lot going on.
Oh, dear God.
I'm so scared to he's DoorDash dick.
I'm so scared to let it go because I know the load that will come if I lose him. I feel like I'm talking in circles. You are. I'm scared and I need help. So let's go good advice, bad advice.
Well, for one, I'll say this. It seems like she already knows. Like she literally said in there, she feels like she's easy access, easy to leave. If he already have that issue at home, I don't think he leaving that issue to go. I mean, like, and that's his wife. So I don't think he's going to divorce his wife in order to go into another situation that's just as, don't even sound like it's just as bad. Sound like it's kind of worse. And then you don't actually know that his wife is abusing him. I've met people that will tell a million lies to make their partner look bad in order to get what they want. And so you said you don't know this woman, so you don't know that this woman is actually abusing him or anything like that. You just know what's being told to you.
You're just taking his word for it.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you every sob story in the book as long as you open your legs.
As long as you keep opening them legs.
That's crazy to me.
I try to not put my dick into it crazy, but it follows you.
That the fact that the way that she said that she was an addict, like, but the right after the abuse thing. So are you saying that you were an addict or are you also abusive? Like that was
I mean,
the way she threw it in there, I think she being real honest, and I think she meant both. She being real honest. Like, I think she meant both.
He likes him what he likes, and there ain't no way to give like any good advice on this situation whatsoever, except for everybody in there needs therapy, and then there definitely needs to be a table talk. Jada Pickett Smith. There needs to be a table talk between some people to figure out what's going on here. I mean, because like
right after this, because I got a question for y'all about that situation. But go ahead.
Oh shit! But like the thing is, like, I wanted to sympathize with somebody. Okay, you're a recovering addict. You already have your pipeline in place to where you understand the lows of the lows, and for some reason you vibed with this guy during his darkest hour. But you know, there's still some confusion on this story. I mean, maybe truly he feels like that she's the one for him. Those situations can occur. Maybe he's like, look, I'm done with this. I see what you're doing. This is what I wanted for this person. Maybe that's the Phoenix story that we're looking for. But then the other thing is too, is she is like in the same type of rut as the other girl, then he's just fucking around with anything that he can get his dick into at this point.
Yeah.
She literally just said that. She literally just said that she the same.
Right. He
Like
attracted to toxic. That's
Mhm.
he like it. So being that you right, being that's his type, he might he might come be with you, baby. You might be a little more crazier than she is, so he want to come where you at. I
Hey,
mean,
she says,
I don't know.
now I'm not trying to minimize anybody's mental illness, but BPD is one of those illnesses where they go really big for the smallest things. So they don't.
They can be manic, like
Yeah.
they can be really happy, they can be really mad, they can be so yeah. Maybe he wanted to upgrade to crazy, boo.
Right.
That might be your thing. That might
That ain't
be
my flavor. That ain't not my flavor.
that
I like me some mellow. I mean, you can dress up like Harley Quinn. You can act Harley if you want. But at the end of whatever scene we're doing, I kind of want that. Hey, boo, I love you. I love you too, boo. What we gonna eat? You
that's
want sushi? Hell yeah.
yeah, man,
I,
she,
you know,
she probably do that too, but she might give you, shots
she
of
might be the real one. With the baseball bat and shit, and that's what gets him going.
say I love you while she beating the shit out of you. I love you.
yeah, she
I
might
love
say,
Tell me you love me back,
and what you
motherfucker.
want for dinner? Yeah, you never know. You never know.
Mac and cheese for the seventh time this week. You're gonna hate it.
Whoa, where the fuck did you find this one?
you. It was on a random um advice column. That was
I swear, like I think you wrote this one from my head.
Hell nah. I hope he didn't, boy. That one crazy right there.
that sound like a good book though.
Oh my god.
I have gotten more laughs or less crazy.
I'd be drunk halfway through reading that novel. Jesus Christ.
Right.
I mean, this might be a side note, but I've noticed this day and age, crazy is in. It's in. Like that's they it's a turn on. I don't see it. I don't see it. It's crazy. It scares me. I try to steer clear of it. But it seemed to be what they like these days.
I mean, a little crazy's fine. Passion is fine. But, you know, crystal meth to, you know, Jerry Springer esque drama, that is not fine, okay?
What about a woman that she don't do hard drugs, but she still pop you every time she turns?
I ain't about any type of violence. I ain't laying hands on you. You ain't laying hands on me.
I just brought that up before you jumped in.
So that's what I'm saying. It's men out here that I've met in the dating world that they're just as traumatized and broken that they believe that you have to be like that type of crazy that act the fool out in public / they tires type crazy, or you ain't really feeling them like that.
No. I'm not trying to get any of my shit damaged. I ain't trying to have some girl go level 20 bunny boiler, slash my fucking tires, burn my house down and shit. No. You can be all about me and not try to be destructive. Okay?
Yeah. I'm all for that. I agree with you.
I feel like
You could be like, that's my man right there. I see what he's doing. I'm gonna support that guy. Not, oh my God, half your followers are women. How dare you? I'm going to skin a cat in front of you and say, you better love me and feed it to you like it's freaking beef and broccoli. Fuck that shit.
So you're gonna skin the cat and force them to eat. Bro, I do like all men say. Go out by thigh, sit on the face.
I'm just saying they make great. Okay.
I feel like this generation equates doing negative things with love when that's not love. You doing this grandiose thing does not prove your love. Walk. I remember I knew this couple and they do this every time we used to hang out with them. Me and my ex, well, she was toxic too. But we would go around every time that they would get in an argument. So he would either she would get out the car or he would get out the car, and the other one would have to go chase after the other one. And we're like in the middle of the road, and then they were sitting there like.
So they were following the R&B '90s music videos.
Bro, I swear it felt like that.
Were they at least singing? Did some background music come on or some shit? Did R. Kelly come out before he went to jail and start singing a verse?
I don't know.
Gangsters live in silence.
My ex would be driving. I'd be in the passenger seat. They'd be in the back seat, and then you could tell that they're about to start beefing, right? Because they sit there and be like, "Man, fuck you, motherfucker." They were Mexicans, so it was funny. They would argue with
so it went from English to Spanish really quick.
Yeah, like real fast. Look, "Pinche puta."
Yeah, Telemundo special right here.
And then
So Jenny Bishop
pull
got
the
so far.
fucking car over. Man, we in the middle of the hood. Pull over. And then she get out the car and start walking down the street. I'm not going after her this time. Let's go. We just sitting there like,
we're not gonna drive off and leave her.
right, just here we go again.
We in the hood. We cannot leave the woman in the hood.
The funny part was, like, you could see her walk. Like, she would take off walking like real fast. And then slowly it would be like, like she waiting for him to catch up.
Uh-huh.
I had one crazy ex when I was like, 20. I mean, this goes on my top 5 of crazy I've met in my life. I'm at my friend's wedding. I am his best man. We walk in. You know how the best man and matron of honor lock arms? Well, she so she stormed out making a scene, and she said, "I'm gonna walk home." And that's like a 40-minute drive. So I'm like, "Bet, walk home. You'll be here." She was on the thicker side, so I know she wouldn't have gotten that far.
That's messed up.
Good. It's a wedding.
I'm not going to let someone ruin someone's wedding. I'm like, you're going to storm out. Well, you can lose the weight. I don't care.
Oh, that's fucked up.
I'm not shaming to all my thick, beautiful women. I love you.
Obviously, you wasn't shaming if you was there with him.
Exactly, but she was just mad that the matron of honor was skinny and white, which, yeah, she, that made no sense for me if even anyone who knows me.
So she got mad just for like 30 seconds of walking down the aisle, and then you both just kind of split off to your sides for what crew you represent. She's like, "Oh no, you locked arms with him. How dare you? How dare you?"
And the fucked up thing is, I just managed to reconnect with this guy. I bumped into him in the store because she got on my phone. She deleted his number, got him off my Facebook. I lost contact with him. Bumped him in the store about a month or two ago. He showed me his wedding photos of her like over the pews glaring. I was like, damn.
What?
Oh God, I'm the Curator. Everything I hold sacred.
Why is it that you hooked up with the photobombing monster?
I didn't know. I was like, I honestly feel like at some point that dicks and vaginas just attract crazy to each other. It's like they polarize.
I think it depends. I think sometimes crazy attracts crazy. Sometimes good people attract crazy because predators, they know how to spot their prey. I think sometimes your trauma, you won't realize that sometimes your own trauma will attract you to crazy. You don't really like it when you're in the thick of it, but that crazy person seems to appear in several people, and you like it at the beginning.
Trauma bond.
Oh yeah,
you get someone who's very codependent with someone who's very anxious, and when they start getting the love and affection they wanted from their mom or daddy, they try to run away from it. And then the person who did not get that is now wondering, like, what am I doing wrong? And they start chasing harder. And the other person is like, you're a simp, you're a wuss, you're all this, you're not a man, you're crying over me. I think that's a real thing when it comes to that.
I know I've had my fair share of crazy. And I know I'm crazy. But see, the thing is with my crazy, I don't try to push it on people. No. I know. I mean, the bedroom's a different story. That's what we try all kinds of stunts, and I've ended up in the hospital a few times for some of the shit I pulled. Okay, I have broke beds. I have thought my freaking pancreas was going to explode the next day.
Bro, don't tell me you got some Dennis Rodman stories getting the
Probably do. I probably make you take
like
notes.
weirdest thing I found inside a person. I was like, that's a whole nother subject. You just asked me, on any other podcast, what's the weirdest thing you found in someone's ass this week?
We need to do a segment on that. Curator's findings of the week.
I think
I like the sound of that.
A mistake that I made too, attracting toxic people, is I would share my traumatic things with the person that I was with, and for a predator that's looking for something like that, they're like, oh, I got bait now. I know these little buttons I can push, but I didn't realize that I was giving them the ammo, all the ammo that they needed to like, I got you.
And I feel like certain things have to be talked about, though. But it has to be with somebody who's mentally mature and understands that is not to be weaponized.
Now,
I think
I want to touch on that thing real quick.
That it should. I think at a certain point that it should. I've just now got to a point to where I actually disclose it at the beginning, like, hey, I'm crazy, because I don't got no more time to be wasting. But I think the smarter thing is to hold back certain things, because you have to actually see the person's true intentions. Because a lot of people will come and start off like they will mirror everything that you want in a person. All they got to do is act like you. They know you a good person. You know what I'm saying? You don't even realize.
It spreads out after 3 months.
And like you know what I'm saying? But then once you let them crash out and burn, then you realize, okay, well, at least I didn't trust them with too much important information. Like, we got to know each other, favorite foods, colors, and all of that, but they didn't know, you know what I'm saying, my biggest hurts or anything like that to hold against me.
That's the part right there, is telling them certain pieces of you, but you control it and make sure that what you tell them at that point, even if they try to weaponize it against you, it's not going to work. Like, okay.
Because narcissists
like that, they started trying to weaponize my PTSD, and they just kept saying that I'm fucked up in the head. And like, yep. And I sat there calm, coolly, quietly, just sipping my drink, while they standing up loud and all about that. Like, I'm like, you can go now. It's my house.
Mm-hmm.
And like, well, what if I leave? I ain't coming back. That's fine. You can go. Well, I want what I gave you for this day. I'm like, I'll call the law if you don't leave in the next 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Start confiscating stuff. Hey, remember when I gave you this 10 years ago? I need it right now. I'm not.
Mm-hmm. It was take the pettiest things when they leave it. No, them underwear you got on. Take them drawers off.
That cave machine I gave you, I want it back.
Skip the
You can go ahead and take it. It's heavy as fuck. I'm just gonna let you know that now.
Be like, no, remember when you moved in here, that oven didn't have no knobs. Give me them knobs back.
Bro, Erica, that might be the pettiest thing to take the knobs off of it.
No, the pettiest shit is just taking the oven door off completely and leaving the oven. Because you can disassemble those bitches.
You ain't about to cook shit.
Yeah. Nah. Fuck your birthday cake, motherfucker.
Since we are petty, I'm gonna admit that I can be a petty motherfucker. The pettiest thing I ever did, because I kept trying to get this girl out of my apartment, but it taught me never to let a woman be on my lease ever again. So that's why my house was only in my name when my long-term partner was alive. So couldn't get this ex to leave my apartment. So I'm like, fine, I'll bounce. And I even got police escort. The pettiest thing I did, I took all the Baxter earrings.
He said, and the police escorted me too.
That's petty and funny, because nobody's gonna think to check for the backs of the earrings.
Oh, don't worry. You think that's bad? I went to the pencils. I took every eraser off, so she can't make a substitute.
I can't with him.
I'm sorry, baby. Like, I told her I was leaving her, so she called the cops to talk to me. I am a 5'11", 150-pound trained martial artist, or a 4'11" girl with a kid, saying that I am abusing her. My ass got kicked all over the curb and pistol whipped. I was like, yeah, I got police to help me get out.
I've actually had a situation where an ex called the police on me after we had a argument, and she grabbed
Mm.
my lyric book, which is one of the things to an artist. If you take my lyric book,
Don't fuck with that shit. It's like my
Yeah.
sketchbook.
Yeah.
don't touch that. So we in the middle of an argument. What does this have to do with this? And then she takes it
Yeah.
up. I'm about to rip this up. So I grab it, and we're having a tugging match over my stuff. I'm like, give it here. My hand slips off of it, and I promise you, it just barely taps her. Like my hand taps her chin, like not even a closed hand. My hand taps her chin, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I said, this is some bullshit though. You know what? Fuck it. You can have the book. I'm leaving. I'm calling the police and telling the police that you hit me with a closed fist. I'm
Hell,
just like, oh my goodness. So I was just like, there's no way me, big black man, the police are gonna believe that I didn't do anything. So I took off. Luckily, I
it's
was
like you
just like,
said black. You're already 80% guilty.
so I decided to. so I just, I decided to call the police. As I was leaving, I'm like, I'm just leaving a situation, but my wife at the time is calling the police, saying that I hit her, which I didn't do, and the cop was like, the worst thing you could do right now is leave because leaving makes you look guilty.
Yeah.
And so he was like, go back. And so by the time I got back there, the cops were there, and I saw it was a woman cop and a man cop, and the woman cop came up to me, and I'm like, oh shit, like there's no winning here for me. Luckily, the woman was a good woman. She had good sense. She looked at me and she was like, I could tell that you didn't do anything to her. The first thing she said, you didn't hit her, did you? I said, no, ma'am, I did not. This is like I could tell you're a big man. If you hit her, she would have had some kind of
Yeah.
swelling on her face or something.
Especially for her to lie and say that you hit her with a closed fist. She would have did better to lie and say you slapped her.
Right.
Mhm.
She was like, yeah, he hit me. I'm just like,
Did I ever
and
share that, the story of me getting stabbed by an ex?
No, you never did.
Okay. So this shit goes on. They mixed up in the head. They drunk, or I don't know what the was wrong with her that night. She decided she had enough and she drew a knife on me. And I've gone through trauma with having my neck slit and jumping about a few years back. And I called the cops because I got stabbed. And she stuck me in my stomach.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, in the spot where there were well, fucking the this part where there really ain't much damage. You don't need need your appendix. But the cops get here, and they instantly have their. I go outside. They got their all lights trained on me. They're like, you need you to put your hands up. I'm like, she stabbed me. What's your proof? I'm like, it's still with me. I didn't pull it. Sorry, medical professional, leave it in. That was my best proof. How do you
Yeah.
stab yourself with a kitchen knife?
I
Yeah,
honestly think that that's a messed up thing. I think cops need to be more trained on handling domestic issues. But a lot of cops that are even good cops said that that's the worst issue to go to because you don't know how that situation is going to play out when you pull up.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. And then the two people gonna have their different sides of the story.
and you don't know that they could have resolved their issues by that time that they called the police and depending on what area you in, the police take a while to get there, so an hour later could have passed and now y'all cool, but she still called the police on you. So when you get there, now she cussing the police out and now y'all both fighting the police, and a lot of times in California they taking both of y'all asses to jail.
Hmm.
no, the cops,
Take the boat, figure it out
cops
later.
came in. They saw I clearly had a foreign object sticking out of my fucking appendix area of my abdomen, and they go and ask her how to get there. and she's already about halfway outside with another knife in her hand.
Once I got a call,
Apparently, I was gonna get deep
it's
that
over.
day, but
Like done data, like their whole relationship scrap.
oh, yeah,
Once I got to
crap
call
right
the
there.
police on you, it's a done deal because I don't call the police lightly. So if it didn't went that far to where I had to call the police on you, leave me alone.
Right.
Leave me alone. I done had to have two exes. I done had to get a protective order and all that different stuff, but you already
Hell,
know.
my daddy, he was like, "You're a good man. I would have hit the bitch." That's what my dad said.
But no. Once I have to call the police on you, yeah, bye.
I got a question for y'all now. So,
All right.
since Bert brought it up, what is y'all opinion on the Jada situation? Will and Jada, Jada decided she wanted to release this, her book, and I haven't even
Hit
read the
that
book
bitch
yet.
with a truck.
But
So
she talking about they've been separated since 2016. Chris
I heard that.
Chris Rock also
Tried to holler
appro-
at her.
tried to holler at her,
Chris
uh,
Rock's a fuckboy.
and what was the other part? Tupac tried to propose to her. I'm like,
Tupac had it first.
I want to know y'all thoughts on the Jada thing. Like,
I'm gonna say both sides are wrong. Period. Both Will and Jada, and I grew up watching Will Smith movies. I think he's a great actor and everything, but
Wild
his
West.
personal life, Men in Black, Independence Day, Hitchcock, Pursuit of
Hancock, you mean?
Happiness. Yeah, Hancock, Pursuit of Happiness, so on and so forth. The list can go on. I grew up watching his movies. He's one of the actors that I kind of took notes from in a
Right.
way.
Yeah,
But even they both wrong. Will, I don't know what it is about this girl that's got him going stupid and crazy, but I mean, he's one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood.
He
Besides
slapped the
pimp
wrong
slapping
person
Chris
that day.
Rock out there on TV, and he's been banned from a lot of things. He made a lot of cash. He was winning. He could have any girl he wanted. He could have had Margaret Robbie, fucking Harley Quinn. But no, he stuck with Jada. And Jada, working through her personal issues and her anger and her never being satisfied with life and everything else from in her perspectives. Granted, it's okay to be hungry for everything in reality, but you have to learn how to use that motivation and that drive for something better than just causing toxicity and hatred and even those that are closest to you invalidating everything that they're doing for you. Like, for instance, her 40th birthday, when she was in a depressive state, yeah, Will went all out. He has the ability to do that for people he loves. That's wonderful. Did he check with her on if that was something that she wanted? No. Did she have to say that was the biggest display of his ego? No. You didn't have to go that far. You didn't have to crush the man's ego because he
Didn't
did it for you.
he come out talking about the size of his member?
Yeah, she's going to bring up everything she possibly can to be famous for as long as she possibly can. Right? That's
What
just how this is going to work.
what do you think Will did wrong in this situation?
Hook up
He
with her.
slapped Chris Rock. He should have slapped her. And I don't condone hitting women. I do not condone hitting women, but I'm all
He
for
got
hitting
with
a bitch.
her instead of, finding somebody that was more suitable to him and that could have kept him level. So this goes all the way back to the 90s when he was chasing after her
Mm-hmm.
because he did not
chased her
realize.
hard. He chased
Mhm.
her hard.
Yeah. I mean, he
Listen,
could have used that energy for any other woman. I don't care. But because he hooked up with her and he wanted to keep that, and he realizes that, half of my assets are going to go to her anyways if I end this up. This is where it's like if you could go back in time and you could fix one thing, you should have fixed that. Because,
I'm sorry, Bert.
all right,
Like,
I'm
just
almost done.
Go ahead, Bert. Go
Okay.
ahead.
I go.
All right. So now you've been with Jada for 20 odd years. That name is tied to you, and she knows that. And she can use everything about you for good or bad, whatever is going to get her more hype first. She realized that doing the toxic thing and doing the bad thing and dragging your name through the mud and making you look like a fool on the internet with the red table talk and all that, she realized that is going to be her bread and butter for the next 10 years because we love celebrity gossip. We love that a source is so jaded and mad that they can destroy your name. And there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
What were we gonna say, Curator?
Okay, this is compiling my thoughts. So, if we're gonna go back to the '90s, I'm gonna go on record saying that he saved Will Smith from an eighth bullet instead of all seven he already took. And yeah,
What
my
do you
dad
mean?
was a woman. I'm saying that Jada is a bullet. She saved Tupac from getting shot by that crazy bitch. It wouldn't have been Suge Knight. It would have been Jada. But
Jada
nah,
was obsessed with him.
my freaking dad, he got married young. And here's the funny thing is, my parents grew up right next door to each other. They both had crushes on each other, but they have a 7-year age difference. Dad got married to some bitch, was with her for 20 years, lost his house, lost everything. She cheated on him. He has a half Hispanic child that's not his. And she was heavily in the cartel. He lost everything. And then he moved back up to Michigan. My mom was out of her divorce, and it was a single mother, my half brother, and they rebuilt their lives into a healthy relationship. So 20 years together don't mean you stay together forever. Say you can rebound, especially if you're famous. He can divorce her, leave her. I'm sure there's gonna be some, B-list, C-list, or some fan actress that's gonna want to date him. But he shouldn't be sitting there and taking that toxicity. Whatever your identity is, gender, whatever, no one deserves to go through being with a partner who's going to demean you on every level of your life, your legacy, your children, your career, to the point where you're getting making you lose your job.
Yeah. So the problem is right now, even if Will started doing damage control because he let her cook, and because she has been just feeding into this, like the recovery process for Will, we probably won't see him in anything big for like the next 10 to 20 years. I mean, he's going to be just like a thought in people's minds at this point. It's going to be like, well, what was the last movie he was in? Wasn't he on that Netflix movie Bright or something? I think that's the last thing he was in. And granted, he did a movie on Apple's film thing
Well, no,
too.
he did the King.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That was that Apple movie. He was on that as well. But with the Screen Actors Guild and everything else, he's been blacklisted on a lot of different things. He can't show up to the Academy Awards for a while. And Lord knows he's probably ain't going to land like some big deal with Paramount, Universal, Fox, or anything else for a hot minute because of that little slap. Because he thought he was being the knight in shining armor to Jada.
She definitely is controlling the narrative, though.
Yeah. Yeah, and this isn't going to go like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard for a hot minute. It won't. He's not going to get that opportunity for at least, like I said, 10 or 20 years.
His best thing he could do is go to the Me Too movement.
The what?
Me Too.
Yeah.
He's been abused. He's a battered male. They say, we're being so open-minded with gender. I am not, making a joke there. Why can't a man who identifies that go to a thing and saying, I'm a battered man? Because I'm not hitting her. She is continuing to ramp up her game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in a sense, do you think besides August, Tupac's dead, I don't think he would really have many people that would like join that specific Me Too movement.
Right.
They wouldn't, but something. Like Martin Luther King said, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. Progress is progress.
Yeah.
I want to hear your opinion, Erica, before I give mine, because I'm gonna dissect this.
Oh, I'm just sick of Jada. I'm sick of seeing all this.
Preach it.
I'm sick of seeing all this stuff all over. Getting on my nerves. Well, and Google, it tells me stuff like I didn't even know it was from a book, but Google
Oh,
keep
it just
telling
said
me stuff.
that Jada said such and such, right?
Yeah, it told me that she said her and Will had been separated for like 12 years or something like that. It told like 3 days in a row when I do my little side go down the Google timeline. I'm like, oh Lord, I'm sick of Jada. Like she's
I'm just saying,
Well,
6 or 7 years. Will could have had anybody at that point,
See,
yeah.
but he was so caught up and just holding on to
but
whatever she has on him,
so,
whatever.
so let's go back to the '90s when Will and Jada got together. It was mid '90s. Arguably, at that time, you could have debated who was the bigger star
Mm-hmm.
because Jada
Will was
was.
bigger than her, and Tupac was bigger than him.
No, no. Let me finish. Let me finish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You could have debated in the '90s who was the bigger star at that point because
Mhm.
they got together. I think either right before or right after Independence Day. But Jada had was coming off of Set It Off,
Yeah.
Jason's lyric. But after Independence Day and Men in Black, Will Smith did this,
Mm-hmm.
and Jada just did
That
this.
one too.
She kind of
I
flatlined
can't
it.
think of one movie she did, honestly.
She
She
flatlined it.
plateaued.
She had
What was
plateaued, and
that?
the biggest role that she had after that was Matrix.
She was also Fish
Oh,
Mooney on
Matrix! Come on.
yeah, she was Fish Mooney on Gotham
Right.
TV
Oh,
series.
I didn't watch
But
Gotham.
it was like few and far between, but Will became
Yeah.
that household name. And so Will became synonymous with, they became synonymous as the it couple.
Mm-hmm.
They're always together. And so when we first started hearing stuff about them possibly splitting up, and they didn't say anything about it. And then in 2020, the August Alsina comes out and says, I hit that basically, in the song. And then she comes out and she didn't actually admit to it. She said she had an entanglement. I feel like I'm not trying to diagnose anybody, but I feel like Jada Pinkett is a narcissist
Yeah.
because those are the tactics that narcissists use. They're not going to say what they actually did. And even when Will pressed her right there, she didn't say what she actually did. Oh, I slept with him. No, no, I had an entanglement. The fuck is an
Yeah.
entanglement?
That's
And
your
then
classy way of saying that you did that because you think that your household name that you built up is going to survive
At the
a
same time,
different word than yeah.
at the
They
same
didn't
time,
shave good enough, so they all got caught up in each other.
Mm-hmm.
I
Killed the
keep
crab.
laughing because you keep being in different positions every time the camera switch back to you. That's why I keep laughing at you.
Oh yeah. No, that's
so,
fine. I'm here to make people laugh.
so at the same time, even then when that came out, I'm like, damn, that's messed up in so many ways. Number one, August. Think about this. Jada Pinkett was on a different world. August
Mhm.
Alsina was not born when a different world came out. Like he was not born. So you messing with this young kid. Of course, Jada has that. She's the big star. Any kid would be like, "Ooh, she's interested in me." So she took advantage of him. I feel like, and he
Yeah.
thought that they were really together. Now we're finding out they were actually split up. She's going on a campaign to tear Will down. But I read Will's book that came out last year. His book literally was the most open book about all of his flaws and everything like that, and it didn't do anything to disparage her at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are you disparaging him like this? Even
Hell
if
hath no fury like a woman scorned.
even if y'all were split up at that point, what purpose does it serve right now? Because Will's book was about Will. It seems like the headlines of her book is Will.
About
Will's,
real.
like, how you going? Will already told us his story.
Yeah.
Like, and then
So
and go ahead.
there's a thing in life that you learn that, every person is a villain in someone's story.
Mhm.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Jada has made Will the villain in her story. The problem is the main narrative of Hollywood is allowing this, but because Will has been battered and broken to the point of God knows if he can be repaired at this point, he won't learn how to use that to elevate himself. I don't think.
Will is the ultimate creative, though, so I don't think that this is gonna hinder him as much as you think. He can bounce
Uh,
back,
yeah, he can, but he's got to wake up. That's the problem.
but he's still gonna work regardless of what she that Bad Boys 4 is coming out. He's also got a couple other movies in the works that I've heard of coming
He
out.
just needs
So,
to divorce her.
Yeah.
but it does look like he needs to leave that situation alone. Like,
And
but I feel like maybe he's in that position where I've been in before, where you in love and you don't want to let go.
mm-hmm.
People are
But I
trying.
mean, she's saying they've been separated for 12
Well,
years.
no, for 7 years since 2016.
Some people, when they love hard,
Like,
and
well,
separation don't necessarily
the
mean
article,
apart.
I must need to read whatever y'all reading because the Google article said 12.
I
Yeah,
mean, I don't care either way. I'm like, that's a long fucking time. Period.
but also
Yeah,
it
And
does
that's
I'm
what
it
a
does
lot of
like,
people
why
look back
is he
on.
stagnant? Why is he still worried? I wouldn't
also
even be worried about
also
her.
it explains the Chris Rock thing because it feels like she messy, and I feel like she told him that Chris Rock approached her. Like, so Chris
Like,
Rock had did that. Chris Rock also made fun of them as a couple before that, and
did you
then
hear his new stand up where he just spent about 40 minutes on that slap?
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know what? That was he's a comedian. He's entitled to do that. But I feel like
He's a
Will
comedian, but even Dave Chappelle don't spend 40 minutes on one subject.
Well, you knew that was going to be weaponized.
he had
I
to.
was like, he was right in that controversy. He's right. He's in the passionate seat with Jada.
No, he only spent like 15 minutes on it on the special. Yeah, but he had to because he stayed quiet for over a year on it.
Mm-hmm.
And then when he finally said his piece, he got to say the man did slap him.
And what? And Will
My
still
my
being quiet after what 20 years of abuse.
my thing is though I kind of wish he would have responded in the moment, but it would have looked bad for black people if he would have did that because
Yeah, I'm glad that he
No,
didn't
I'm glad he
respond
didn't. I
in the
saw that on
moment.
Twitch. I'm glad he didn't strike back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't because of that would have definitely Will already let
right.
emotion like override
Can you
like
imagine the headlines
so
if
yeah, if
if
they
he
would
did
have just
that?
actually duked it out, I would have been no good.
The
I
headlines
can
would
tell
have
you the
been like
headlines. I
them
can tell you
niggas
the
out
headline
there
right
fighting.
now. Black on black crime at the
And-
movie awards.
For
We
real
ain't going to
though.
have any
Because
colored
you
people at the
wonder
next
why that
Academy
whenever there's a
Awards.
crime, like, I'm white passing. That's the subject we always keep saying we need to bring up. If I go and, stab Bert, it's like, oh, man stabbed another man down the street. Now, if it's two black people, or a black person, a white person, or a black person, anything, it's black on such and such crime. Like,
Yep.
why does the race have to be injected when they brown?
Because it's part of the narrative.
It causes the fear that they're looking for that causes the ratings to go up. That's the thing.
It's the same thing as like when everyone, oh, you're Indian, you must be rich from the casinos.
I feel
Have you
like
been to a reservation?
I feel like that's a good thing about this generation is we have the ability to see that they're trying to paint narratives about people.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of that, this is why it's important that we actually do our research because I don't know if you got the video that I sent you about Palestine. Uh,
For me,
we were pro. No, I sent it to. I think I might have sent it to YouTube, but I sent it to Bert. Um,
I think we went back and forth on that.
yeah, I sent you another one on it though.
Oh, okay.
It was after the Charlie Murphy video.
Okay. Yeah, I still have a couple I need to look at.
Yeah, but basically we've been programmed to think one way about this when it's not true. We've been programmed to think that Israel's is the heroes when Palestine has been in open air prisons for years. They've been keeping people in prison and turning off the water on them and stuff. And then we get mad. That's literally us like somebody getting mad that somebody fought back against the bully. It's just like I've been being bullied for 15 years. It's been longer than that actually, but Israel's been bullying Palestine for a long time, and now they decided I'm sick of getting bullied, and now Israel, I feel so bad for them. I'm not saying the people deserve to die. The innocent people deserve to die, but why are y'all supporting the Israeli government? People need to start doing their research instead of letting the government tell you what to think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So we're talking about American people is supporting the Israeli.
Yeah,
So, Bert, correct me if I'm wrong. Because it gives us a base and stronghold in the Middle East, correct?
It does, but
it
so does
does.
Turkey, so does Kuwait, so does Saudi Arabia. We have a couple of places over there.
We been at places over
But
there,
Israeli is the one closest to the Gaza Strip.
but the
Yeah.
reason why they want to do that is because it's the religious thing, and it's a
Mm-hmm.
way to keep the Islamic people down. So they want the Christianity thing, like it's our duty as Christians to the Christian country to protect Israel.
Oh,
The
boy, are you
Zionist aspect.
dog barking at all?
Yeah, we hear the dog, but he's cute. He's good.
The whole thing is they're trained when they hear a fire alarm beep, they will sound off.
Yeah.
But
But I got them all the way in the back. I can't do much more unless I go upstairs.
You're good. You're good. It's nothing annoying. But
yeah, I
yeah,
didn't.
I
it's
just
the
don't want to mess
Zionist
up the
aspect
sound.
as to, how we as a nation work. And it's unfortunate that those countries are going through those issues. It really is. And it breaks my heart to see that conflict is going to be a thing for a while.
But first and foremost, we need to stay out of it. And
Amen.
I'm sick of people trying to take sides on it. Stop. But it does piss me off to see people. I stand with Israel. Why are you
Mm-hmm.
taking a side on something that got nothing to do with you? This is the fight that's been going on since before you were born.
Yeah.
They're probably
You
gonna be
gotta-
fighting. They're probably gonna be fighting after you die. So stop it.
I know that a lot of times people feel like that they should stand with somebody or pick a side on something just to show that they care. But I'm one of those people. I would just rather offer, my sincerity to you. Like, hey, I hate that you guys are going through that, or even if y'all have lost somebody, my condolences. But I gotta stay up out of that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Exactly.
I know, like, for the Russian into Ukraine situation, I know people from both sides of that as well. And, I don't pick a side. I mean, it's terrible either way. And the same thing is going to go with this one. I know people that are Palestinian and Jewish. I am staying neutral because this is not a situation that involves me. I do feel that tactically activating, our special operations people to get American citizens out of there was a great idea.
Right.
That is fine. Send our people over, get our people out, but then move on with your life.
That's the thing, though. People want to equate.
May I interject?
Let me finish real quick. Curator. People want to
Oh, go.
equate their identity with something. So, since we're Americans, then every problem that America has, like we went over there and did something. Instead of like, look, I feel for the Israeli people. I also feel for the Palestinian people because it's the government is fighting. That the people have nothing to do with that. It's not Jewish. It's not Jewish against Muslim over there. That's not what's happening. It's one government trying to fight another government. Like, and the innocent people are the ones that's dying in the middle of it. You don't have to take a side. Oh, I stand with Ukraine. No, you stand with the people, the innocent people that are dying. Why do innocent people have to
On both
die?
sides, because there's innocent people on both sides
On both
dying.
sides.
Of course.
So why are we, if anything, I stand against the tyrannous governments that are killing innocent people. That's it. Stop killing the innocent people.
Exactly.
It should be really simple. Nobody should have to die because y'all have a disagreement in the government. Now soldiers got to go fight to war, and soldiers are in any country are trained to follow orders. That's it. Go over there and do it because I said so. That's why I couldn't have been in the military. I respect you, Bert, for going, but I could not have been in there I'm not following orders So we're gonna have to go do what? Because you said so.
Trust me, it was a short trip in my life. I could not make that a career, and when I told people I was getting out, everybody was shocked. They're like,
Well,
"What? Yeah, I played Captain America for a couple of years. I am good. Okay, I'm gonna go off and do me."
what were you gonna say,
Not
Curator?
Captain America.
Mm.
What I gotta say is a little bit dissecting, and I'll start off with saying I am not a black man. I am not a veteran like Bert. I am partner to a black woman, and I am a Native American. I understand, though we don't even recognize America. We are natives. It's not America is not what we call it. But we have fought for this country every time we were called to fight for this country. My thing I want to dissect is we are always called to play Big Brother, but when are we going to stop doing all of that and focus on the young brown brothers who are getting shot just because they fit a profile, told your only way in life is on a field, a ball court, or rapping. All the natives that are still on reservations being taken into Catholic boarding schools, having their hair cut and the religion and language is taken away, thrown in mass graves. All of the veterans who are homeless on the motherfucking streets. Everyone and all of our homeless, all of our starving, race, blood, creed, whatever it is. When is it time for us to take care of ourselves? Why should veterans who gave arms and love, arms, brain, soul, are homeless? Why is it that the poorest communities are full of all the minorities, no voting booths, no easy access to health care, and then people want to subjugate them as saying that they're just relying on food stamps, they're relying on Medicaid. It's like, when is it time for all these abandoned houses just degrading for us to try to actually pull our own country together? Call it America, call it Turtle Island, call it whatever you want to call it. How long do we have to be in everyone else's fight? Yeah, oil. I'm sure we have plenty in stock. There's hydrogen oils. There's plenty of other ways we could fix this stuff. But how long do natives, the black community, the Asian community, the Hispanic community have to suffer just because two other countries are fighting each other? When enough is enough? How much blood do we have to shed?
That
It's like
People in power
why is
think.
it you just automatically guilty? And if you don't side with them, you must be a communist. You're a liberal. People are like, oh, I was in the damn me and my girl were grocery shopping. I made a joke about the Land O'Lakes butter, how they kept the land but took the Indians off, and a white man right behind us said, "Yeah, well, y'all trying to get rid of the Republicans." And I just said, "What? What? What? Natives are trying to get rid of the Republicans? Get the fuck on here!" They're like, "East and Nick."
that is a very important question to ask the people though. Is why are we going to fight wars? And you hear poor people talking about this too. You are poor. Why do you give a shit what they're doing over there when they should be spending that $1 billion military budget to fix their community?
Because we no longer have the payout option. Back when Teddy World War One, you paid $300, you could pay your way out the draft. There is no payout option anymore.
I feel like the government takes advantage and makes that's a big weapon. I was talking with my dad about it earlier. It's mental warfare. They're able to make you identify with this country so much that it's country before self. It's
Then why aren't we doing it for our people? My
right.
people, your people.
It's country before
98% of the nation is unemployed. Alcoholism is common in our culture. We're only 2% of the overall population of America, but we're 38% of the incarceration rate. So how does 2% of a population take up 38% of the prisons?
they don't want to deal with the real issues that's going on. America does what's best for to further their political goals. America has that conqueror's mindset. Just
We
like
already conquered it. It's already conquered.
right, but they're trying to they have that same thing that they want to keep a foot in it everywhere. To me, it's crazy that we have bases all around the world, and it's strategic though. It's like we need a base in Israel. Why?
Close to the Gaza
We got a
Strip.
we
Correct
got
me
a
if I'm wrong, but
we got a base in South Korea. Why?
close to North Korea.
Right.
Mhm.
Exactly. What is this?
They
How is this helping us?
Not.
We have allies. That's the whole point. But the thing
Exactly.
is, like, when it comes to, I don't think we actually have a base in Israel. I think we just operate out of there.
Yeah,
Um,
we have an embassy though.
yeah. Well, we have
My
embassies
brother's
in
a
every
Navy
country,
too.
just like
He
every
said he
other country
trained in
does.
Israel,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that was about 2008. So
Mhm. But when I was growing up, the whole thing was, they I was basically taught that Israel was just for religious significance, basically, our alliance and allegiance with them. But the other ones, yeah, we every country that we have an alliance with or whatever, we have an embassy. We generally have military bases or we have some type of operation in that country as well. That's how that works. Because part of our deals and negotiations and stuff with them is when we do the allegiance, we're like, yeah, we'll give you people to support in some area that can we can easily help you out in your time of need, that type of stuff. And I get that. I get that's tied to humanitarian. I get that's tied to the olive branch where they're going to get some type of support. But the thing is, we spend a lot of money on our military superpower. But do we really need to spend that much? Can it go back to communities? Most definitely. And that's the
A,
thing.
a lot of it can. We could still be safe. To
hold
me,
up,
Mhm.
someone's at my fucking goddamn door.
safeguarding our country should be the most important thing
Yeah.
for the military. So if a little piece of that budget needs to go there to make sure that we're making sure nobody's trying to attack us here, but doing all this extra intelligence work in these countries, it's not helping us really.
Hmm.
Unless Americans are stuck somewhere, that's what you're needed for. Like
Yeah.
right now, to get the people out of Israel and Palestine. Okay, now y'all gotta come on. That's what you should be doing. But
Yeah.
instead, we have a constant beat on everything that's going on around the world.
Hmm.
Everything.
And I also get like in certain areas, like with North Korea and those type of bad actors, where they could possibly do something. Yes, have a presence in that area, but still, there are so many problems within our own country that we need to look at them as well. Hey, Booney. So yeah, there's a lot that needs to happen with our own country internally, and that should be the main narrative.
Hey,
Yeah,
Boone.
Yeah, she got a. I think she's still out at the homecoming game.
she looks cute. That's all that matters.
Right, it froze with her smiling.
uh,
But we really need to talk about that though. Like as a country, like how can we make things better? I just made a video about that earlier too. We know what the problems are. The problem is people want to lie about the problems that we're having. Everybody knows what the problems are, but we need to come up with a solution to fix them. That's it.
there are no problems in Bossing say.
You know what? That's exactly what's going on. If
Mm-hmm.
anybody have watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's the Earth Kingdom was saying that all the time. There is no problems here. Watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's a great show, but it was a
The last
reflection.
Airbender.
Yeah, not the movie. Please don't watch the movie. Please don't
The
watch the
movie was trash.
movie. Watch the show. The movie was
M Night
awful.
Shyamalan was smoking that whatever, and that was horrible for the movie.
That's hilarious. That's how I say his name too. M Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that.
But there was a kingdom in there, and they basically was like, "Don't talk about what's going on. Really's going on there. Nothing's happening here. Everything's fine."
Mm,
That's what literally what happens here. Everything's fine.
yeah,
Everything's fine.
we good. We good.
Don't look at that. Don't look at that. Don't look at the
Right.
homeless.
Look
Don't
at
look at
this.
right.
Look over here.
Don't look at the homeless people over there. No, look at this. The war.
Here's a cabbage.
Here's a cute little rabbit. That's
Right.
Mhm.
Or they throw stupid stuff in there to make people argue. Like, what are we arguing about? People are still hungry. Why are we arguing about everything? Arguing about abortion? Why?
Because they
Yeah.
know that people like confrontation. Have you ever noticed people like being negative these days? Um, I've noticed that the videos that I start off in a weird like way to where it gives somebody the audacity to say something, messed up to me, those are my most popular videos. The ones where people get on there and say, and she doing that, and like you can tell they didn't watch it all the way through or something like that. Remember that video that I did where I put the turmeric on my teeth?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Man, that's like that one did so many numbers. I got like 200 watch hours.
Dad on that. How much do we get when I dressed up as Jesus for y'all?
We don't know yet, but what did they say in the comments on that one?
A whole bunch of different stuff. A whole bunch of people said brush your teeth because people like to be negative. They didn't watch the whole video. They just saw with the turmeric on my teeth. And even though it looks like Cheeto dust or something, they assumed that my teeth were buttery. And everybody it was some people was like, come on, y'all. Her teeth didn't just turn white out of nowhere. But a lot of people didn't make it to that part because of when
They
they
talking
see
about your
something
teeth being
negative
buttery.
that
I'd
they can
argue, hey,
speak
at least I
on.
know some seasoning.
When you see something negative that you can speak on, a lot of these people will. So they know all they got to do is throw some little stuff out there to make people argue, and the puppets is gonna dance.
Right.
Like they already know.
People thrive off of negativity, especially in the internet age. They
Yeah.
don't want to see the positive things, so it can start an argument. That's the thing, though. If if somebody can keep creating these things to make people argue over, it's a distraction. So
Yep.
what we really need to focus on. Do you want your roast to still be messed up? Start holding the people accountable that's responsible for that, instead of arguing on the internet about trivial stuff.
It don't just be arguments though. They find a way to distract you with a whole bunch of stuff. I wouldn't even be surprised if something major goes on and then they say, you know what, we moving up Black Friday. Because they know everybody gonna be worried about, ooh, they changing. We about to get some deals. We about to go over there and get like it's so easily to distract people. It's too easy to distract
I feel like this generation is very susceptible to that, and they focus on the smallest of things. Like a lot of Gen Z people, and it
people.
bothers me. I'm like, are y'all really that ignorant? They'd be like, oh yeah, I love Trump because Trump gave us money.
Motherfucker.
Mm.
Mm-mm.
Do y'all understand how this works? I'm just like, well, you must be a Biden fan. I don't like either one of them niggas. I don't want
I
to.
can
I
Me
don't
and
want
Bert
either.
fucking talked about that shit. There need to be an age limit. Not
Mhm.
too young, too old. If you remember Jim Crow growing up, you need to be gone.
Facts.
I'm sick of having these conversations, but I'm hearing these kids talk about it, and it's obvious they don't know nothing. Well, Trump gave us money, and
I mean, that was nice, but what else do you do for you? That's the thing.
exactly.
Well, hell,
Can you name anything else? Well,
And
he
I ain't even gonna lie, that wasn't enough money for to make me like anybody. Yeah.
exactly. He gave us club on. If that's the case, then
I
I should
appreciate
like
you though.
Biden way more because he gave y'all more than that.
Look,
my
say
favorite thing about Biden was the whole: if you choose to identify as this, you're going to be treated as this. So if you're identifying as a male legally, you got a chance, sign up for the draft. Full male experience. Same thing as the other end, full female experience. That's about it. That's all I got. Liking either one. I think they're all too old and the relics that need to be retired. Because how come after he got voted in, and I am not a Trump supporter, I voted Biden straight. I did straight Democratic ticket. Crucify me for that. But where's Kamala?
Chilling.
How come we haven't heard anything about her ever since he got brought in?
She's been in Virginia a couple times. I know that.
It's
She
like, well, we
is.
have a light-skinned black woman that's in an interracial relationship with a white man. This should be, front page progression of our country.
Bro, she is chilling. She ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
He doing what Biden did during the Obama administration. Chilling.
She
I
said,
can't
"Fuck."
think of one thing fucking Biden did when Obama was being it.
You know what she doing? She's sitting in the cut, like she probably go up there and check every now and then. That nigga still alive. All right.
Yeah, she waiting for that VP to become the P.
She come there every couple weeks. He still alive? All right.
And then people like, oh, we want Trump back. He was fixing everything. No, he wasn't making America great again. He was making America okay with being racist again. Let's get your hoods out, y'all.
It was only
It's like they didn't pay attention to none of that stuff. All he had to do was just give them money, and blinders went on.
he mishandled the freaking pandemic. People closed their eyes to that. Like literally, we could have any smart person would have told you that a disease spreads. I would have immediately, as soon as we found out about it in mid 2019 that COVID would hit China, I would have stopped travel from there immediately. Look, we need to figure out what's going on. So even if you from the US, you got to stay there for a little bit.
Yeah,
we don't know what's going on. Let's see how y'all figure that out over there, because y'all can't bring that shit over here.
Here's one thing I'd like to bring up via a medical professional that Taiwan, small, coastal island off of the shores of. They practice if you so much as has the sniffles, you wear a mask. So when COVID hit, it didn't change their daily life at all, and they had the lowest rate. And it's like, okay, so I guess the mask did something. And that's most Asian countries. I've been to China.
A lot of countries in Africa were prepared for stuff like that already too, because they've been through epidemics and pandemics before, so they were prepared. It was only America and Italy and England that had a problem with the shit. Like, wear a mask. I need to be free.
Well, I can tell you, on the tribal community, we jumped right on masks because we remember the blanket John gave us.
I was wearing them, but my asthmatic butt, they was killing me though. I ain't even gonna lie. I was having to make sure I got away from people so I can pull it down off my face. Oh man, yeah, my breathing was messed up with them things. I'm so glad we ain't got to wear them.
That shit just drove me nuts. So you have nurses, doctors who don't want to wear the mask. We're a fucking patient zero area. Wear the shit. That's why you get paid when you get paid.
I think people just don't understand science, and that's what bothers me. We're in a time where people are gonna argue with scientists. People are gonna argue with people that actually know what the fuck they're talking about. First, get a PhD, get a master's degree, get a degree in something, and then maybe you can argue with them on a fair playing field.
You want to know what's so crazy? I think if it would have never been linked to some sort of religion, I don't think that it would have been so many people fighting against scientists. But being that, Scientology, it's linked to not believing in this and not believing in that and this, that, and third. And I think that's where a lot of religious, I don't want to call them the word I was going to say. I'm gonna just go simple and say religious people.
Fanatics.
I think that's where they argue. That's where they argue. These are facts that the scientists are kicking, but that's why they argue it because, they don't even believe in God. What God said, I don't believe what that, And so, I believe that plays. Of course, it's gonna be those stubborn people out there that think they know more than God or whatnot. But there's still those people that on a religious tip, they're gonna argue anything science.
You know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
he was talking about how, because somebody asked him, can religion and science exist together?
Yes.
He said yes, they can, but only in a certain way. He said two scientists are in a room doing science. You're not up in there saying, well, God said blah 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 blah. You're actually doing science. You're actually doing experiments and stuff like that. Now, once you leave the lab, you choose to go to church, that's on you.
Yeah,
Nobody said you didn't have to, but in this lab, what does
you're fine.
what does your Bible have to do with anything that's happening in here?
Mm-hmm.
If you try to
So
bring,
one of my professors, he said, science without religion is blind. Religion without science is foolish. If you have faith and you have science, that gives you the imagination for things like cancer can be cured medically. You don't have to pray cancer away. Entering it as strictly like, medically, I'm looking at each one of you right now as a piece of meat. I've worked in the trauma wards. You're a piece of meat to me. You're broken, I fix you. Period. Now, people don't understand there is a spiritual aspect. If you want to live, because I remember one patient and she had had brain surgery and she had a 20% chance of surviving. And she consented on after this phrase, my babies need me. Full coverage.
Mm-hmm.
It's will to live, and faith does give people will to live. Natives, we have our own faith, which isn't too different if people ever get the interest, but that's not the point I'm trying to make. You can have both. You just can't be a zealot on each side. Be a
Yeah.
Libra, balance the scale.
A lot of people are closed minded though, so they just going very narrow minded. They only see their point of view in it.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if you believe in a religion or not, but there's a time and place for everything, and you can't let it govern every single thought that you have in order to impose your thought process on somebody else. You can't force somebody to think what you think. Just because the Bible says this does not mean everybody else has to think the same way that you do.
Yeah.
You are free to feel and think however you want to feel. It doesn't affect you. And whatever you believe, if your Bible says you go to heaven and it says they're not, okay. So why does that matter to you?
This is like how
Mm.
I like to put it. When you guys cook macaroni and cheese, do you read the box every time?
I ain't read the box in a long time.
So then why are you going to buy your religious book word for word?
Exactly. But you can't tell certain people about that it been tampered with. They don't even want to think that because I still believe that there's a God. I just believe what we've been taught is bullshit. We got to
Oh,
go
my
find
people, we're
find
solar savages, by the way. Don't you know? We're unsavable.
we got to find our own connection because finding it through this book it ain't gonna work right because they use this same book to justify slavery. They use this
Oh,
same
that
book
whole
to
beneficial skills shit, that had me on a fucking rage. My
they
girl was
use
listening to me rant for about 5 hours.
they use this same book to justify colonialism and everything they did to take over other countries. So you still
Like, do you know
believe?
the origin behind hush puppies?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Someone correct me in the comments if you want. But hush puppies are just, cornmeal and batter, right?
Mhm.
You can get these at a lot of different restaurants. So when slaves would, run away, they would throw these things at the pockets because the dog's going to go to the strong scent of, say, cornmeal. So the dog can try it. So hush puppy. It was going off on scent hounds to help them get away. That's where the term hush puppy comes from.
I feel like there's always history in everything,
Oh,
especially
there is.
when it comes to this country that they want to cover up. And I feel like
Mishigawa.
there's a wealth of knowledge out there if y'all want to go seek it out. But you have to be
Oh,
willing
Eric.
to go seek out the knowledge to find out. Because if you just learn what we were taught in schools, we were only taught not even half of the truth.
You know what they taught me about natives in my schooling system? The reason we weren't slaves is because we couldn't handle heat. No, no. We were fighting for 400 years. You rounded us up and put us on reservations. Anytime we banded, anytime our community got too strong to fight back, you made sure you blanketed us with fucking poison, all your smallpox. You took it when we had nothing. Thanksgiving, when we had nothing left to teach you, it was literally, thank you for giving all that shit. Now we're gonna murder you. We're gonna cut your hair, re-educate you, and if you're not, can't be educated, we're just gonna bury you in the ground. And that's why we call them human wolves.
Yeah, but people don't want to see outside of that. You know, it took me a while to do it too because it's crazy. I look back at my Facebook post from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and I was America, yeah. And I had to start doing history like, dang, damn, man,
Like,
America did some really messed up shit. we, then that wait, America's still doing messed up shit.
it's like
When did
I
it
think
stop?
I brought this up to either you or Bert. I'm like, you bring if I took any of you to a reservation because my departed partner, I took her to a reservation. She was worried whether she's gonna be accepted amongst my tribe. I'm like, you know, there's people whiter than me to darker than sin on a reservation. We are intermixed to hell, and no one cares. We even take people reconnecting, and it's like it became such a colonialism thing of being accepted amongst a racial identity.
It even made
And the
it made
overlap between native and black culture is so strong. And that when I hear other indigenous people saying that we shouldn't care about Black Lives Matter, I fight that fully. And I will leave that particular tribe that I've come in contact with out of it.
they even
Because I'm
made it
pretty sure I told you guys in private.
they made it to where even people coming into this country have to identify as Americans so much that a lot of times people lose their own culture. And it's sad when I see somebody that has, you know, Nigerian parents, South African parents, Chinese parents, Japanese parents, and a lot of times they would tell their kids that we speak English in this house. So you did your kids such a great disservice. So your kids don't even know your native language. Number one, they don't know how to anything about their culture because they want to assimilate into American culture
Mm-hmm.
to fit in. You fitting in with that? You fitting in with racism?
What is American culture? That's my standpoint.
Destruction. That's what it is. Destruction. That was like, what is America's biggest export? Death. We sell guns. We sell violence.
Like I had a mutual, he did a whole rant about, you know, the Mount Rushmore of the presidents being carved into the stone. And he stated that this used to be known amongst, you know, the Silasika people as the Black Hills. And this was a holy site to us. And I'm like, he's correct there. He's correct there. He's like, we need to get rid of this racism. I'm like, oh, that's 3 for 3. He's correct there. And then he said, we should just blow that mountain up to dust. Why not just return it to the tribe? It's like that's where the divide becomes. Like, don't meet destruction with destruction. If you realize this is a crime against a certain people, and this is a holy spot, activate to have it returned to its rightful tribe. I'm a minority in my community for being able to say that I am owning part of my ancestral land. Only 2 acres and a train going through it, but it's victory, it's progress.
Do y'all want to do one more question before we end the episode?
Sure.
Okay, I'm trying to pick a good one.
I've been over here eating these Oreos.
I cleared my schedule. You know how I do.
Ooh, ooh, ooh. I love me some Oreos.
Those look good.
These look good.
You got all the snacks over there. I got some Cinnabon pudding in the fridge right now. Probably end up grabbing one after this.
Look, now he make me want to make some cinnamon rolls. I'm gonna have to make some homemade ones though, because I sure don't.
You know how to make homemade cinnamon rolls?
Yeah, you didn't see. I have showed. I have put a video up.
Oh, I love
Showing.
you already.
You gotta send me the video. Erica, you know I like food.
I'm a cook too. I need this. I need to see this shit.
My boyfriend and I have been together for almost 3 years. We have been living together for over a year, if you count quarantine. I recently came out as bisexual, and since then, my boyfriend has been hinting and wanting me to have sex with the woman. We have spoken about a threesome as an idea for the future, but never as an actual plan to do anything. This
Mhm.
weekend, he got drunk and decided to tell me that he would like to include one of his friends from college in a threesome. This came as a surprise for me and made me feel very insecure and uncomfortable. We were we were able to have a conversation about it, and I told him I'm not open to it right now, especially not with someone he already has some sort of relationship with. He also told me this would be a deal breaker long term, which came as a surprise to me as we were planning to get married. Now I'm questioning everything about our relationship, even as I trust him
Damn.
around female friends, and is making me go insane. He has never done anything to make me feel this way before, and I'm afraid to go off the deep end with jealousy and mess with our relationship. What should I do?
That
Just
sounds
break
like
up
he
with him.
already fucking went off the deep end. When he said it's a deal breaker. You
Break
tell
up with
me
him.
it's a deal breaker, break up with him. You ain't gonna change his mind. I think we all as humans have things we demand out of a relationship, and it's not compromisable.
My mind
Now,
went a little twisted because it never really. She never really said that he said that it was a girl. He said that it was somebody from school.
No, he
So
said it. He said it was a girl. He said it was a girl.
I thought he
now,
said it was somebody from that he knew from school. I just figured she keeps saying girl.
Oh,
now, I get that. Like,
Another body is another body. It's the same thing.
some people, they think like when their significant other comes out as bisexual that they can live out whatever fantasies they have. But
Mhm.
instead of having it as a sexual journey for her, he's making it fun for him. He's like, "Yo, I know this girl, and I've always wanted two girls at the same time or more, depending on how his brain's working. Maybe he wants to just try off one and see how that tastes together." But he's already thinking, "Yeah, I can hook you up with other girls. They come home, I get a little bit of that action too," which is not how any of that works. A lot of people, when they are bisexual, are committed in their relationships and they stick with one person. The other thing that you're looking at is polyamory, like the poly relationships. That's what he's thinking he can get into. He's not paying attention to her wants, her desires, her needs, or whatever she's into. This is about
Mhm.
him. So, in short, she just needs to break up with him.
if
Cut your
anybody
losses.
if anybody wants to enter into a poly relationship, it's really hard to turn a monogamous relationship into a poly relationship because a lot of times when you're in a monogamous relationship, you've only talked about being monogamous.
Yep.
So before you try to go poly, you try to introduce something else into there, and then whatever guidelines you put in there, a lot of time, even if you say you're okay with it, it's probably not going to work.
And but it is some dudes out there that they ain't trying to really do the poly thing, but they just want, like he said, they just want to have fun. With your sexual journey. Like basically, okay, well, yeah, I know she down with being with women because my past. So they are quick to like want to have a threesome, and then it's like, no, I don't even know if I want to give you some, but because that I've been with women before, it's like your go-to question, and you actually think that you're doing something with that question. A lot of people, whenever it comes to like being erotic and stuff like that, they automatically think a threesome is something like.
But you whack in bed already. You ain't even ready for this. You nigga, you last 5 minutes. What are you talking about? If you
like
want
Threesomes
to,
are overrated.
I don't even understand it. I honestly don't, but that is like a common thing. My ex-husband, he used to ask for threesomes. His stamina was, yeah.
It's an
I
ego thing.
What was he good or was he a one pump chump?
Oh no, he didn't have any stamina.
Okay,
It's all about the ego in this situation.
I'm not flat out have to say that, but you know.
no, that's why you have me here.
So, I feel like asking the question is not the problem. Asking the question, it's okay. You can ask whatever you want in a relationship. But once the person said they're not interested in it, if you keep pushing the issue, I think that's rooted in misogyny because a lot of men feel like they're owners of the woman that they're with body.
Mm-hmm.
And so they can make decisions for them because she said that she's interested in such and such.
Yeah.
It does not matter what she said that she's interested in because she's interested in you and she's with you. If she says no, point blank, end of the story. If you're not okay with that, then kick rocks.
Yeah, that's what he basically said. If you ain't okay with that, kick rocks.
I think she should okay, let's do good advice, bad advice. Good advice is to dump him. But I would say bad advice, say sure, as long as we could do it with my homeboy from college.
Right? Be like, as long as
So he confirmed the extra is a female and someone he knows.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wanted his friend from college.
All right, and hypothetically, she's down, right?
The friend from college is down.
It sounds like it.
No, the bad advice I have is get the ugliest, fattest person that you know to join in on your three-way. Go, oh, I want my friend in on this, and get the fucking gorilla.
The way I see it, good advice: dump him, find someone that's more sexually compatible to you or willing to listen to you. Bad advice: go meet up with that girl he wants to get with privately, record it, fuck her, just you two, and then dump his ass. Record it, because that's close you're gonna get to it.
Well, I did something similar. I didn't record it.
You got my attention.
But you have to be my ex-husband, he cheated on me with a girl, and I just decided, why should he be the only one to have fun with the, garden tool? So, I did too.
Wait, with the same one?
The same one. It hurt.
Oh, Erica, I love you. You need to add me. I fucking love your ass. You right with me.
Erica, you big petty for that. You big petty. It's like,
but you want to know what's so crazy? You want to know what's so crazy? God don't like ugly, because I was petty for that, and I used my favorite strap on with her, and it was purple. And do you know the next day it was clear?
Erica,
I was going to say it changed color, but I was thinking it was going to turn brown.
Oh my God!
Clear.
So she was that acidic that it stripped the color off the thing?
She had her creaming.
It was
something I never saw before.
Did you ask her?
Her game was better than his, and he was bowling with it.
Of course it was better than his. We found out bro didn't have stamina.
Right.
Girl was putting in that work.
That's what I was going to say.
And I like to dance, so, my hip function is...
Oh, yeah, you were laying that like it was your own.
Hey, you got to tell her, hey, you got to ask her.
You're going to be my best friend in being petty.
Did I put it down? Did I put it down?
She's just over there speaking in tongues, and Erica's just like...
I didn't have to ask her because I had to block her.
God damn.
Damn.
Oh, she was trying to come back.
This is the shit I was talking about.
Around to her.
Yeah, I had to block her. That was just me trying to, vent some frustration, boo. This wasn't gonna happen again.
You were hate tapping that. That's what you were doing. Fuck this nigga. Fuck this nigga. Fuck this nigga. And she's just like, fuck this nigga.
Yeah.
My shit don't go soft, motherfucker. I can last longer.
Piece of shit.
Yeah,
motherfucker.
At all.
You know, fuck it. I'm gonna make it
vibrate.
Oh, it don't go soft at all.
I met my best friend in petty today.
I
suggested it. She did
I'm fully relaxed.
She was putting in that overtime on that.
That's hilarious.
And
Yeah.
he's just over there crying and looking at, well, he didn't have any evidence for what was going on, but he lost his side piece. He lost his girl. He was probably like,
He found out his dick game was trash on two
did the
different
girl
levels.
tell him how bad you put it on her? Did she say anything on that? Yo, I don't know what you've been doing, but she put like a whole nother level on it.
Well,
I'm sorry.
she told me in text messages, like if me and her like get together more, like how I don't want to say it, but because there's a lot of cuss words. She don't speak
You could,
like a
you
normal
know, you on
person.
the pod. You know, you
But
can
like,
talk. You can say what you got to say.
Yeah, you can say
okay, because I
whatever.
I'm
don't be
saying
knowing
earlier.
what to say. What you see every time I smoke, I keep leaning over here and stuff. Like I don't know what to do.
Erica,
You
come on,
had
I'm
her
man.
screaming,
so used
praying
to
to God,
social media.
loving what the devil's giving to her, screaming, squirting, saying, you know,
Oh yeah, but
they
she
know
told me
together
the way
like
that I did her pussy, you know what I'm saying? She ain't never had that. She wanna know if we could do it more frequently, but I told her that was just like I literally just did that because I found out that he did that with
I
you.
did
Like
it because
You're
I was
like, baby
pissed
girl, I
off, but
hate
I
fuck
gave
the
you the
shit
best
out of
dick
you.
of
I
your
feel
life.
better.
but she started texting me like she was I think it hurt her feelings, but how? Like you literally knew that he was married. I don't even get how you got this feelings hurt
Oh,
I'm
her.
sorry, but you made
Because
her see the
Erica,
eyes of God.
your strap on went from her coochie to her heart. That's what happened there.
No,
You did some
it went
twist.
full soldier. And
you
she
know,
saw
yeah.
stars hitting that shit.
All right, Bert said it had a direct climb. Like,
Mm. You're like, and she's like, I love you.
whoa.
What?
They're like,
Yes,
well, I'm gonna start
yes.
calling
But
you
see, that's
daddy.
not that's literally not the only time. Well, she didn't. This girl didn't go crazy or nothing. But like, I actually did a threesome with somebody before, right? And me and the girl did more interaction than anything. But come to find out, her and him messed around previously before any of this stuff, and he didn't tell me. But she told me. And she told me that she wouldn't talk to him anymore, just as long as I continued to mess with her. And
So what was he?
I,
Why was he just going around slinging around something that nobody wanted? Like, what was
oh
it?
that wasn't him. That was
Oh, that was
that was
somebody
the one
else.
that I was pregnant by. Yeah, that was the one that I was pregnant by. Uh but yeah, he like I told him he could pick the girl. I didn't know that he already knew the girl. He told me that he didn't know the girl.
So he lied about it.
He lied, but she told me the truth. Once she realized, I think she was peeping how he was talking and everything.
Oh, like he
And
didn't know
so,
her.
yeah, and so she told me that she knew him and she told me she would stop talking to him. Like if I would continue to mess with her. And I'm like, boo, it's been a long time since I actually tried to take a woman serious. It's not gonna happen.
I think that's the problem though. If you're trying to introduce something like that into your relationship, you have to be totally honest, and also you
Yeah,
have to be willing to compartmentalize that person. Look,
yeah.
you're either because if you're not going either polyamorous or polygamous, because they're two different things, uh, then this is just a one-time thing. Or if it's gonna happen more than once, then it happens on both of y'all terms together, rather than having lies. So a lot of times we pick the person together. Look, we're not sleeping with them apart from each other. You know?
Yeah.
But people can't follow those rules. It's you open the door and then everything else come in. Like,
Some
That's
people
what
just want one body. Some people looking for goddamn one body and fucking connections.
mm-hmm. Yeah, people get to you'll do something like that and then you open it up for them sneaking around with each other. Like a lot of people, I think some women, even though they be bisexual, they really don't want to like open that door because like if this person runs off with your man, are you going to be able to accept, your responsibility in this situation? Because, at one point you were a willing participant and you opened your bed to
but
someone else.
at the same time, it always is the person that left, like that chose to leave. You can't
Oh no,
for
I'm not saying that they don't have any fault, but you also have to be realistic and look at your fault in the situation. If you only wanted this person to yourself, why would you ever open your bed to another person?
See,
but
back when I was in
at
high
the same
school,
time, somebody has to respect what you say, right?
Mhm.
And so if now is a difference between just leaving and saying I'm done with you and leaving, or just dipping off with the girl.
Oh
So I
yeah.
don't feel like you have any blame to take if y'all both were willing adults. Like
No, I'm
it,
not saying blame, but there is accountability. I do believe that you have to, in order for you to learn from your mistakes, you got to take accountability.
might
you
not put
gotta take a
yourself in
few
that.
burns.
A lot of times we don't live in the perfect world. We live in a world that if you give an inch, they'll take a mile. So if you open up that door, be ready for any possibility that could be the outcome.
It's all about ego. Now, there's a funny thing on Ask Reddit where people will explain the fails of their relationships or whatever. And one of those in particular is when a lot of people go into like an open relationship or the polyamorous lifestyle or something. And I remember there was one story in particular where there was a woman who got talked into being poly by some of her work friends because she wanted to basically sleep with the guy who was all about that lifestyle or whatever. And she thought everything was going well, got her heart wrapped up in the feelings and everything. And her husband was not into it, right? He said
Yeah.
clear as day that he was not about that life or anything. Now, mind you, when the breakup happened between the girl and the other guy, because he
Mhm.
was macking up like 4 or 5 chicks at the same time, so he was just getting his fill in, moving on to the next flavor. Homeboy was like, you know what? You had your fun. I'm gonna go out, and he found a girl, explained the situation. They got together. They bonded. They actually fell in love, and they got married and ended up going into a monogamous relationship, and left
Uh-huh.
her, by herself. Like, oh my
Right.
god. And then she's like, well, I realized what I did wrong. I listened to my friends, and I lost a perfectly good person because I was being stupid. And you're just like, yeah, that can be a thing too. Just because you have pride and ego and you think that you see something you want and you don't fully understand it, that's where you're going to get bit in the ass.
Yeah.
That's
Like
where
Just,
shit,
the
from my
knowledge comes in.
experience.
mm-hmm.
Oh, you done, Bert?
Nah, yeah, I'm good. Just go ahead.
I
Oh,
said that's where the knowledge comes in about learning about stuff like that, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
my personal experience, when I was 18 too, their relationship, I took that shit. I was like, I had one buddy. We were cool, but we weren't friends. I just knew his name, and we got along. He had his brother fucking his girl. He had me fucking his girl. While he was in the goddamn. Basically, he had one time where all three of us in the same damn room. We just took turns. We walk out, next one goes in. Ran train on that bitch. I tell you what, that's the loosest bitch I ever been with.
I mean, I
But
would imagine if y'all are pulled in a train, the
and
muscles
then
ain't
fuck,
contracted back at all. Even if she had a little
then
back.
oh fuck it. Like, then I had a goddamn person who was poly, and the girl wasn't for it. The guy was all for it. But I was the first guy she hooked up with poly wise.
There's no such thing as loose though.
It's like I
It's
don't know.
relaxed.
Yeah, you could get to
Huh?
the thumb on that girl.
It's relaxed. That's what I was saying. Like if he got in it after the first person and I
Oh
already
yeah, it's ready.
relaxed,
That
then
thing is
it's
primed and
relaxed.
everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
I try.
now with the poly people, apparently that her husband was more of the lower community of inches, and she wasn't prepared for I'm not bragging, my area, and she ended up breaking up with him and wanted to try to date me. I'm like, no, you told me this was just sex. This was just it's like I'm serving my whole phase. Mm-mm.
I
My dick's all over the map.
I tried
Everywhere I
doing
traveled.
poly and I made the one mistake also of not having that conversation prior to getting with her.
Yeah.
Also noticing that I wasn't her priority in the first place. So
Mm.
expecting her to keep me the priority when we were going poly, but she was supposed to be my main because we were going to do the poly hierarchy, which was So you probably this is my main partner,
Your
and this
main, your
is
secondary, and then
yeah,
like
yeah,
emotional.
yeah. So I already wasn't her primary person. So when we got to there, then she made other people the priority instead of me, and it fucked me over, because it's like, and then she would also not be honest and stuff. Like Erica know the
Yeah.
situations that happened. I told her what happened back then. Like I'm like sitting at home, like you just out, and I'm expecting not to believe that you sleeping with these niggas, and you come home and say I didn't sleep with them.
Yeah. See, now that's different. Y'all situation, y'all had an agreement, one didn't uphold that part of the agreement. You knew what you were getting yourself into, but they didn't do what y'all said.
Yeah, we had specific rules in line for it,
Yeah,
and and
especially
st-
with that being a way of life. Like that's totally different than having a threesome. Like that's a
right.
way of life. Like and so yeah, that's pretty messed up.
That's why it's
It's like,
important to have a conversation about everything in a relationship, uh, and really have the conversation, no matter how uncomfortable you feel about something. Just have the conversation when you're with somebody and see how
Yeah.
they feel about it, and give that person a choice whether they want to deal with that or not.
and the whole group sex thing, I think it is just overly fantasized. It isn't that great. Hell, if I want to disappoint multiple people, I'll go to a family reunion.
Nah.
But
Now
no,
look, I
it
ain't
was
gonna
like, oh,
go
I
that
want this
far.
threesome.
Look, I ain't gonna
You
go
got
that
men.
far.
I'm sorry, okay. You got men that are, like you said, one pump chumps, and they're like, I want to be with two women at once. Why? You can't get through one without two pumps.
Like he said, ego. They want to stroke their ego because of shoe. Like you
You
said,
should be
after a
stroking his
stroke,
ego.
a
He
shoe,
can
they
work
out
on a
there.
stroke
To
game.
me, you already have to be on the freak level, and a lot of people aren't freaks. That you just horny.
I'm
It's
just
a
a
big
hoe.
it's a big difference. You're not a freak. Oh, they'd be like, that bother me so much if I'm talking to girls or whatever, and they'd be like, I'm a freak. What makes you a freak? Oh, I suck dick. Congratulations. You do
You're
You're
not
in
a
fact
child,
today. If you
okay?
don't
you
do
do
that,
you
I
do
don't date you.
Not a little girl.
you do the bare minimum. Congratulations.
I told that to a girl. A girl told me I don't suck dick. I'm like, we ain't gonna be together.
That'd be
I'm
like me.
sorry.
That,
You did not pass the, as you want to say, wifey material. You couldn't get to girlfriend material, bitch.
that'd be like me saying I'm a freak because I eat pussy. Like that does not make you a freak because you do the normal stuff that you're supposed to do in the bedroom.
Yo, so funny story. I was re-listening to Freak a Leak by Pity Pablo this past week, and if you've noticed, when it comes to eating kitty cat, he says, "I'm not drunk enough for that."
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, it's in the lyrics,
That
and
was
that
at the
was
end
like
of
the
this.
freak anthem for like the early 2000s. We were all jamming to that shit. We're like, yeah, I even
Right,
used
drunk
it on
enough
an
to do
audio
it.
on TikTok, and I was like, I gotta
He
re-listen
said
to it.
about her getting ate by another because I ain't
Yeah,
drunk enough to do that.
yeah, yeah. It's like you gonna pass on that type of work to somebody else when that's your girl. Really, really? You ain't
That
no
Okay.
means
freak. You
you
vanilla as
ain't no
shit.
freak.
If that make you a freak,
Facts.
look, I'm not Christian at all. I'm tribal, but please, brown women, little sit in my face. I'll drink that holy water.
I cannot. I cannot.
I'll drown in it. Make me
That,
see your God,
that's the
please.
thing though. People think they're freaks, but you're actually vanilla. Y'all need to go take the test and figure out what y'all vanilla. Y'all ain't trying to try nothing. Y'all
There is
basic.
a
Oh no.
survey where it
Here's
shows you
one thing.
where on the kink spectrum you're at.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna find one now because
Cause
I'm.
I've
I
been
don't
known
think
that.
I want to take that survey. It might make me feel bad about
Erica,
my
Okay,
It'll make you.
two
It'll make
other
you.
men right. We got two other men right here on this podcast. I'm gonna ask you this question: Girl sucks
Shoot.
your dick and swallows. Do you kiss her after? I do.
It depends.
No, that goes suck my
say,
dick. I
say
ain't worried about tasting myself.
It depends. What am I to this girl? Right?
It
Yeah,
If
don't
it's
matter. She, oh, you know what? She is your long-term permanent partner.
oh, then yeah, definitely,
Of
definitely.
course.
She put the work in. All focused on me. Damn, I'm gonna kiss the bitch.
Yeah.
She gets a hoe off the street. She ain't no chicken head. Chicken head. Give me head, ring it, get it out.
That is a easy sign right there to tell us somebody is like, because either way it goes. If I stick my finger down there and hey, here you go, taste the girl. No, I'm not going down there.
I had girls come in free. They get up on cowgirl, you reach around, grab that ass, she stuck a finger up her ass, and she's like, I don't do that. I'm like, girl, you told me you're a freak.
Well, you need to understand the connotations that come with that term.
I'm like, we need details when you say freak.
Go ahead, what'd you say?
I'm sorry, missionary.
When I'm trying to get freaky, I got the one little move that I do. I will rub your jewels right quick because I need to make sure that you didn't wash that. I will play with them. You won't even know what's going on. They will be a little stress ball for a minute, and then I will spell my hand, and you might need to handle that.
Did you see
you go either from smell like Irish Spring or salt and vinegar potato chips.
Erica, did y'all see the Monique stand-up special that came out on Netflix recently?
Nah.
I haven't yet.
There was a part of it where she said her husband humbled her because she had been out all day. She was used to getting it any time, right? But she had said she had been out all day going up and downstairs, and then she had, came in the house and then sat on the bed and was like, "Man, it's time." And her husband said, like, and he said he wiped his finger down there and was like,
"Baby girl, that booty sweat is extra strong today. Booty sweat. All caps."
Just free over there. What is everyone's definition of freak?
She said she got in the shower. It was just like, that's the walk of shame right there.
Her ego was hurt. She's probably like, "No, baby, I ain't in the mood anymore after that."
I am into a lot of different things. I know I definitely fall under the category of a freak.
I got tucked away shackles underneath my bed.
I mean, the fact that you touch somebody's heart through your...
I'm a freak too, but I ain't into no dirty sex.
Yeah, I'll feel you.
No. Not actual dirty sex. Like nothing to do with. I'm like when it comes to germs, no.
Yeah.
No. I'm actually not even really big on sweet stuff. I could limit it to like maybe some whipped cream because it ain't gonna dissolve and go down all up in there. But ain't nothing to throw off my pH balance. Nothing. Nothing.
Right.
That's understandable.
Don't you even gotta be careful with whipped cream, huh? Like because
that's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. But like if you go that route, at least you got a little bit of time before it actually melts. So the person should be doing what they doing.
You need to go down there and start eating. But hey,
like for it to be on there, the person's supposed to be doing what they doing anyway.
You got to remember, dairy has bacteria. That bacteria will battle my bacteria. Come on. We don't need to have an anatomy lesson.
I'm speaking my camera. Nobody, it's time now.
Mm-hmm.
For real,
you should have had that ready.
Say, don't put this on me until you ready. For real. This ain't for show and tell. Just come on, for real.
Now you get too many people who claim to be freaks and they ain't ready. They haven't passed the prerequisites.
Yeah,
they're not ready at all. I had a conversation with a girl on a live on TikTok, right? And she was just the basic of the basic. Like I was just sitting there talking about stuff, so you wouldn't.
I got stuff to that nature.
I'm like, she was like, we talk about something, and I was like, so if a guy's down there and he sticks his tongue down there, you gonna stop him? Yeah, because while he doing that, I'm just like,
really?
I'm already down there. Like, let me talk to her too.
Yeah. We need to get on good terms and understand what's gonna happen here.
Yeah,
exactly. What you talking about? I can't. It was a comedian that said something about it. You're like, what would you do if you was eating a girl and she farted? You'd be like, shh, you're next.
You try going in the chin as a warrior. That's your Purple Heart right there.
Mm-hmm.
You take one on the chin for the fucking team.
I was gonna say something, but I'm going. totally keep that to
No,
myself.
say it, Erica. Say
Erica,
it.
please. You and me
No,
are
it's
becoming best
about
friends.
it's about gas. It's about gas. I am gonna keep that to myself.
What about somebody like
You
the
think
other
I
way
never
around?
took
What
one to the
about
face?
like salad getting tossed on guys?
Like, oh no, I said it's about gas. So I'm
Oh,
gonna keep that to myself. Is what I
Yeah, you
said.
strap
oh,
some guys in the face. You
oh
humble them.
no,
They
no,
want you
no,
to go,
no, I know that some women now that if you fire, that might be the clear out the room. Some people be like, if you down there,
I say, I believe
I'm trying
people
to
would say that
say.
if you love your partner,
I'm
it ain't really I love you till someone farts during sex and you say, I didn't hear shit. Me either. I didn't hear.
Mhm.
I love you.
No, ain't enough love if that shit stank.
Nah, it ain't even to that extent. I wouldn't even be ashamed to say something like that. I ain't ashamed to say it. I just don't want to say it on the podcast.
That's I will take all the dark force energy I can get. This is my spirit bomb right now. Bring it here. I say it for you.
But
Ooh-wee. But
but
yeah, I mean, like, people have fetishes about all type of stuff, even that, like even gas.
like I don't know if I have any
Oh,
weird.
I know what you talking about. The people that want to inhale the shit.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's people that
Ugh.
like
The
even
fucking
have
fine
fetish
porn.
when it
I
comes
remember hearing about
to
that. I know what you're talking about that
gas.
one.
Like, I enjoy dominating. So if
Well, we already knew that. Shit. I only knew you for like this episode, and I was able to figure that out about you.
I've never met you, but hi, mommy.
Erica, though, let me find out though. You about to get this work.
Oh
get
my
this work,
god. I
I've been
need you to
eating.
come back to this cast. I need this energy. I can't be the only petty one here.
I've been eating beans all day, mother.
nah, see, I'm whole different. I tell you, I had a cheese pizza, some broccoli, and some cabbage.
And motherfucker, I'm lactose intolerant. You're in for a show.
I really am too. I really am.
You sure you want me to sit on your face? Because if I move wrong, you gonna hear everything.
They want that rakishi, okay?
That's what I'll be wondering though. Like, if somebody got like the scat, because that's the only thing I can't do. Scat, like I can't do
Oh nah.
scat or PP play. But it's just like if you want somebody to, do you want solid turds or do you want somebody to? What if they got the rub?
Taco Bell.
It's called a Cleveland steamer. You take a
I
shit
was
on your
pursued
chest and
by
they
a
fucking use the
guy.
butt cheeks to roll it in.
I was pursued by a guy. He wanted me to do that. He
Oh,
said
what
that
about flunking?
he said that he would
Oh
pay me
God.
$5,000 for him to eat my crap. Now
Oh,
look,
goddamn. Sign me
now
up.
mind you, the amount made me think immediately, like, nigga, give me a bag. Like,
Give me the bag. I'm taking it. I don't
That's when
care.
the intrusive thoughts kick in. Like, do I really do this? Like, what do I eat beforehand? How do I
oh no,
prepare
he
this?
made it.
That's
He
right.
made
I
it
fucking hate
bad.
the way less.
Like he made it. He made it so bad to where I decided not to do it.
What was it that made it
Gave,
bad?
he gave me a list of stuff that he wanted me to eat. Now, me knowing my body, all of these fruits that he put on here, I already know how this is gonna go. Then, then when he told me that, like, basically I had to be present, like it wasn't putting it in no bag.
What
You
in
don't
the
want it out of no bag.
motherfuck?
He didn't want it out of a bag. He basically wanted me to squat over this glass table while he laid under it, and then I took the crap. And then I would sit beside him and like lovingly rub up his body while he eats my crap. He told me that I could feel comfortable with bringing security, like a bodyguard with me. Nigga, I don't want to be in there eating shit. You think I want to bring somebody in there with me to watch me with you eat some shit? Like, no.
And you're gonna smell just like everything that came out of you. I'm like, what the fuck?
For God's sake. Erica,
You're
one,
never
we
gonna
need to be
touch any of
friends.
those foods ever again.
One, we need to be friends. Two, our first goddamn sponsor needs to be Hennessy. because I need a drink after that one.
God damn, I'd be on that one too.
It's a black podcast. Come on here, so you play into the racism.
I would do it. So I ain't gonna lie to you.
I was scared. I said no.
You want me to do what? And you gonna pay me what? Shoot.
Now, don't get me wrong. The amount at first, I really was. I was like, man, I'm shit in the bag real quick. But I now it made sense why he offered so much money because
it was more work than just shitting.
Yeah, just pooping in the bag. Like, no, I don't just want the contents. You got to be present and everything, and then I have to actually watch you do it.
This ain't no date.
I gotta tell my mom not to watch this episode. She watches this shit.
And this is the crazy part. I know that I wouldn't have been able to do it. Do you know that when I went? Oh, disclaimer: I've been to prison. I was 17 when I went.
If you haven't watched the previous episode of the Raw Educated Analysis of Life podcast before we merged into the Royal Genius, please go watch it. Go ahead.
No judgment here.
I literally for like 17, 18 days could not go to the bathroom. I had to go to the infirmary in order to go to the bathroom because I found out I was a private shitter.
Oh, so you don't think you'll be able to? You have a performance anxiety before.
You couldn't even do a bedside commode. Oh.
I wouldn't have been able to take a dump on this man's table. I wouldn't have been able to do it.
I had another friend that said a guy wanted to pay her to do that. And the only deal was she had to feed it to him.
I can't say what I want to say.
I'm just gonna say this: whoever those guys are making these demands of like that type of stuff, y'all are like not just freaky. Y'all need some mental health, okay?
So here's the meter. The meter over all the way over here is your vanilla, and then you know you're a little bit freaky, and then you freak, and then he gets nasty.
I mean that's like you go to a psychologist and you find out why you have a deficiency, and you want to eat stuff like that. That ain't freak. That's mental illness.
Why you want to eat feces, homie?
Yeah. Well, you know it don't taste good. The body expelled it for a reason. Okay.
You get a girl who wants you to drink about a whole fucking gallon of water and not urinate all fucking day. Wants you to raw dog sex her, come inside her, and then fucking piss inside her right after that. Where do
you find these people?
Yeah,
they find my ass.
Now, see, I am into some different stuff, so I end up.
You're in good company.
I end up on some fetish sites every now and then. Like sometimes it's sort of like social media algorithms. It guesses, okay, you're into this type of thing. We're going to suggest these sort of things. But every now and then I get some crazy stuff across that screen.
I do Dungeons and Dragons and cosplay, and I'm on TikTok.
2 girls, 1 cup type stuff, like but the 2020 version type stuff.
One guy, 1 jar.
Have you seen? There was a guy that made fun of 2 girls, 1 cup, and he did it the most hilarious way. And it was like two random girls in 2007, and they were like, he was playing both things, like kind of like you do in the skits. Like he was just like, and the one girl was like, "So what are we here for?" I don't know, but I really got a shit. So I heard they were about to do a movie. I don't know what you're talking about, but I really got a shit.
Well, I guess we know what this movie's gonna be.
Oh, scat.
Oh man, that is so crazy.
I don't encourage nobody to go watch it if you haven't seen it. So, but watch at your own risk, because I'm not encouraging you to go watch it. But if you want to go watch it,
I would actually tell you not to go watch it unless you in the scat.
This goddamn episode turned to straight goddamn freak energy.
Like, it is not something that you want to see. I know a lot of people, when you bring something up, the nosiness in them, they got to look at it. You could warn them and they still have to look at it. I'm letting you know right now.
I didn't even know what it was, though. I went down the rabbit hole myself because of YouTube back in like 2011 or 2010. And I was on YouTube, and it was just like, how it has suggested videos. And so the video said, "Oh, watching my mom's reaction to Two Girls One Cup." Ooh, the first time I heard about Two Girls One Cup, and I'm just like, I kept seeing this. It didn't.
If I try to show my mama that, I get my ass beat.
It didn't say what it was though. So I'm like, what is this? I'm like, it can't be that bad. And then I realized it's a porno. So I'm like, okay, it's a porn. How bad could it?
Why are you watching your mama reaction to it?
Right. I started.
Dude, I will tell you, back when I was at Wichita State, they passed that video around the dorms. Hey, bro, come look at this. Come look at this. Come look at this. It's two girls. All right, what? They did what? Basically, is what you heard the whole time. Gagging, retching, all that. I remember, like, one of my homies tried to pass that. They're like, yo, it's that. I'm like, I already heard everybody's reaction down the fucking hallway. I don't need to shit it in the cup, okay? That's not me. They're like, God damn it. I'm like, what? I don't need to be traumatized like, y'all, people poop. We know this.
I just want to know how much they got paid to do that.
They probably got paid like $500 or something.
Oh, if so, it was not worth it at all.
She has
they weren't name brand. They didn't have the contracts with people. They didn't get royalties. It was most likely $500.
It was, and that was some runny dookie too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's what I was
probably
saying
were
about what
heavily
that man
drinking
was.
for a week, and then went cold turkey off alcohol.
That's what I was saying about that man and what he was requesting on his list for me to eat. I know grapes and stuff like that. You're going to get some watery stuff
so
there.
he wanted you to have the runs.
Yeah, basically.
Basically, he wanted you to have C diff. Just
And
fucking goddamn
makes
straight
you
runny
wonder
diarrhea.
if he wants you to poop on the table, what was he gonna do? Like lean in and
press his nose up against it, hope he can feel the warmth.
Hey, if anybody is watching this and you're in the scat play, I would like to talk to you. I want to know what is it that gets you off about it.
Yeah,
because
that would actually be really good to know because I'm actually curious too.
I'm really curious because number one, to me, I don't like bad smells. That's why hygiene is so important to me. So I'll tell you the biggest turn on for me, the biggest turn on for me before we about to get into it is us taking a shower. Like you hop in the shower, I'm taking a shower. I'm ready. Because hey, I'm about to devour everything. I'm good with that. But I smell
some people like off-putting smells.
So I know that, but that's the ultimate off-putting smell. That means they walk in the bathroom and smell that, and you know how we smell. We walk in the bathroom.
You had that Taco Bell again, didn't you?
I was saying, anyone that's in the scat play, you have no right to walk in someone's house and say, you smell like dog, or you smell like outside.
That smells like that Crunchwrap Supreme with extra style cream.
Ew.
I ain't trying to make no friends here right now because that shit's nasty. I'm just saying.
You had 5 beefy potato grillers, didn't you?
Ooh, and you had the Diablo sauce on that. that shit ruled.
Eating us alone together.
I did not expect to laugh this hard on this episode.
He said the Diablo
engineer.
He's so petty.
Now, I will say, like, the scat play is completely off. Water sports is not a thing for me.
Yeah.
That's your P play. You know, those type of bodily functions, those are natural. Those should stay in the toilet. Okay?
Yeah.
We have evolved past the point of taking a shit in the street. But I will say this, some titty milk is always welcome. I'm just saying. Give me a little bit of a protein shake while I'm going on, okay?
And see, that's another thing that I'm into because I don't know why, but since I was a teenager, I've lactated.
See, that's another thing that I wouldn't mind. That's something I wouldn't mind doing. See, I am okay with all bodily fluids except piss and shit. Like, that's it. Anything else, yes.
You know, you're like, you're going at it. The girl's leaking a little bit. Hey, let me help. No. Oh, yeah, I'll let that shit up. But, you know.
If I didn't know before, then I'd be like, Hey.
I've been as petty as to my little chi-chis is just a handful anyways. I grab it.
Ain't
And
nothing
I
wrong
know
with
I'm
you.
going to be getting some crazy messages when
Ain't
people
nothing
start
wrong with
looking
your
at
little
this.
handfuls. You got more than some people.
I'm all about the IBTC. The itty bitty titty community is all for me. I'm gassing them up all across the city.
Teeny tiny, big, and heavy. I don't care. Titties are titties. If I got something I can grab at, I'm happy.
My
I know I'm going to get some DMs on this shit. I know this.
This is hilarious though. We went full freak mode for this
Yes.
episode.
We did at the end. We really
Now we
went
need to know
crazy
who's
at
the
the
biggest
end.
hoe. I just know me and Erica are best friends right now.
So let's go ahead and end the episode here. Y'all please email us at royalgeniusreviews@gmail.com. Send us questions. Let us know your thoughts. Anything. Please email us questions at royalgeniusreviews@gmail.com. Thank you for watching this episode of the Royal Genius Podcast. We will see you guys next week.
And after this episode, pray for us.
I don't think God's going to help me now.